bring it to life. Here we go.
Live from
the bar.
Live from the bar.
We talked about this. This came to life last show with Jeremy McGrath. We're looking at this awesome bar that we're normally right over there like idiots. Not that
In
idiot.
those flaking leather chairs.
Yeah, them scaby-ass chairs or
You got
whatever.
scabies as soon as
Even
you
though
said
scabies has nothing to do with
God, it
skin.
made the in between my fingers itch so bad.
bad.
Then you bring it home to your wife, try to explain that. Where'd you get this
Yeah,
from?
how come your hands
Kevin
are all
and John.
broke out?
Weirdos. So anyway, we moved over to a bar and guys are doing some shots right now, some fireball
Nobody's
shots.
doing any shots. But I do have.
That looks like a shot
It kind of
glass.
seems like just me.
I mean,
I think it's a shot.
It's kind of a shot.
It's kind of a shot.
I'm no certified bartender, but it looks like a shot.
Looks like a shot to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna do a show. It's we're beyond our first year now, so we should know what we're doing at this point, right?
Yeah,
You would
it
think.
feels like it. I mean, this
Since
is
we're
looking
at
like
a
they're.
bar. I'm going to pour.
Nick's
You
got
don't have
all
to
the show
just-
notes he's been.
All
Get,
my I've got
get
like
AJ to pour it.
pages of show notes here.
Yep, and watch how that comes to life. We
And
got.
there's-
So if you're wondering, we've got Kenny Alexander on the show. He is the owner, proprietor, inventor of Fasthouse and Day in the Dirt.
He's a creative.
a stunt man. I think he has the World Two-Stroke Championships out of Glen Helen.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are doing that as well. So Kenny's all over the place, and his family has a massive legacy in the BMX world and the motocross world, spanning all the way back into the late '60s from BMX as it's starting in America and moto as well. So I look forward to anytime I love just like companies like Fox and some other companies have since, unfortunately they've had a sale and, gotten
so
away from who they
They
really
sort of
are.
lose their soul.
Not these dudes.
They can't help it.
Yeah, I mean,
when they
you
sell.
get so big, and I would sell
Yeah.
out too. Don't get me wrong, I'd be out of here
Yes.
right
Everybody
now.
wants
Well, a
to buy it.
creative can create it again if he's
Right.
motivated.
I mean, you see what Pete Fox is doing
Yeah.
again. So, I think Kenny would be that same guy. I don't think he could just sit around and just go, all right, well, this is cool, because he's a creative soul. Like
Yeah.
he just wants to come up with shit.
We could probably get somebody to give us like $20 for this show.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Would that
walk
get the
away.
gear and everything?
Would we
Gear
walk
with the
away
gear.
clean?
We'd lose a good bit of money then.
Well, that's
I
okay.
I'm not know about money.
But
Can we retire on that?
We'd be free and clear, so maybe.
Yeah.
Ask Bob Hanna.
We
See if
don't
they
have
can
a
defer it
payment.
over a million years at 10% interest. So.
Yes.
Well,
Can you
let's,
defer
I'll
this?
go ahead and do a cheers for
Cheers.
the next year, Nick.
Is this 38 or 9?
Show number 38.
You got to look each other in the eyes when you
Show number 38.
when you cheers. So I'm not drinking a shot fast. Like y'all clowns will just down it. I'm more of a nope, not me. I'm more of a pinky up and let's make this shot last.
That's
He's a sipper.
That's fine.
He's a sipper.
I'm a spinner.
This is an energy drink.
Okay, yeah, because that'll bring you down, that'll bring you up, get you perfect ratio.
Hey, so Supercross. Some championships were decided. All three of them went down to the last weekend. I know some of them were a little more
It doesn't matter.
whatever, but that was dope, right?
It doesn't matter.
I love Jordan Smith smashing into Hayden.
Yeah.
I love the Lawrence brothers 1-2 punching.
He messed
Anderson.
with RJ too. Smitty did.
Oh.
Jordan Smith.
Excellent.
I mean, he
I
bumped
didn't
him
see that.
around too. Oh yeah. And
I'm
it's
here
like,
for all of that.
And who would have bet that Deegan wasn't going to win that championship?
well, he did
I
seem
mean-
young, but fast.
He came in with a bunch of steam, and then Austin Fortner took the air out of the room, and I was like, okay, this is the guy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought. And then it took him a while to kind of ramp back
I
up.
just worried
He's
about
still
Deegan
young,
because
dude.
he's young. Yes, that's the only
So
reason.
young.
He is young, and I'm not hating
But
on the
he's
guy
a-
whatsoever.
he's fast.
But
Hell
he
yeah,
is
he's
so
fast.
fast that I thought he would win that championship.
I thought. He was finished second. He was in it till the last round.
And I think
so
he did
He
some-
beat would have had to have beaten a two-time world champion, a very seasoned
Yes.
older guy, which came into play.
Who can
late.
handle the pressure?
Who finished
European
eighth
guy.
and-
He had a European guy win.
He's a European. Huh?
They
Supercross.
said there was that Deegan. He didn't really run it in on him or anything, but he did things like screaming at him and
What about Cooper Webb?
making a scene, just trying to sort of disrupt Tom Vial.
Coop getting into Jet Lawrence in that heat race?
Yeah.
He took a shot.
I don't blame him, man.
It's the championship.
It's like, hey, you should mess with him a little.
Sure.
If you get him off just a little, we know these dudes
I
operate
mean,
on the
what's the
razor.
championship worth?
Millions.
To Jet?
Millions.
Oh, it was
Yes.
millions.
It's worth a
I would punch you for $10.
ton of dick.
Man, and is that on top of our
And
20
millions.
that we're selling the show for?
With that, with my share,
Is that
of that
part of my 20 that I'm getting punched to
If I
$10
share
for?
my share of,
When Nick gets his
That
cut.
math ain't math.
I
If you're
don't
sharing,
need nothing personal against you.
you'll punch me for $10.
But
You
it-
need friends like that in your
Me and
life.
you got to split 10, and he gets 10.
Well, I
Anybody
ain't
else
splitting
in the
shit
house?
with you.
That's
If he
5
punches-
apiece. Getting reamed over
He's
here.
paying me the $10.
Well, what am I getting? I got
Don't-
punched.
Don't
What
say
the
nothing about that, Nick.
I'm
That
just saying, for a couple $1 million, I'd probably run it
Oh.
on somebody too.
100%.
you should.
Yes.
You ran it in on Mikey Edwards for free
for nothing in practice.
at Monster.
I
He did
paid.
not care. He act like he missed his brake
I paid.
pedal.
I had several $100s in payment to go running it on.
True, and you had gas money, and you had to eat.
I had to-
Nick
had
was
to take
spending
I
money.
took Robbie with me.
That cost you money.
That right
that
there
took a lot of
alone.
money.
Yeah.
Just the extra spray paint for
Now,
stuff
mind
at
you, I
Robbie.
was still at that point. I was still racing with my AutoZone gray DG pipe.
That hurts my heart.
that
painted.
painful.
That hurts my
It
heart.
looks good
You know how
now.
many people, when he pulled up to a
Pre-sand.
vintage race, are like,
It's-
what did you do
It's
that for?
so mad.
amazing that I didn't get my ass kicked.
You should have got your ass beat.
I
A
know.
DG pipe.
If you weren't 6'4", I think a lot of people wanted
He'd
to
have
fight
kicked-
him.
They'd have kicked the shit out of
Yeah.
me on that bike.
I mean,
Just for that. And no, like you would have got hit so many times. Like, why do people keep taking me out?
Yes.
Your stupid pipe, you idiot.
They
the
don't
pipe.
sign up. They won't even let me sign up. They're like,
Get this guy out of here.
They're
We
just
saw you
looking
pull
past
in.
you.
you're the guy that
Next,
painted the 86.
Yes, he had a
model.
pristine
Next.
DG pipe in his meth head.
Cherokee
Friend.
Jeep Gray.
Thanks to A1 suspension, it's back to its original
God bless him.
patina beauty.
Thank you, Andy.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Andy Humphrey, A1
It's my
suspension.
favorite part about the motorcycle is the pipe.
No
It
doubt.
should be.
It should be.
I mean, it really is.
It should be. Well, and it's a Kawasaki.
Yes.
They
it
look
does.
good anyway.
I got to tell you, maybe I don't know, we talk about stuff off the show. I can't remember if it was on or off the show, but out of all the motorcycles that I've got sitting around,
and he's got some nice ones.
the,
got a lot of 'em.
Like, it's not my favorite bike to ride,
No.
but
Just
when
looking at it and
but
just it
to
brings
look
back
at
all the emotion, I'm
in
sure.
the back of a truck.
Yeah.
It's my favorite motorcycle to
Yeah,
like,
but you're in what?
Childhood.
You're at 11th grade or 12th grade, loaded up
Yeah.
and ready to go riding after school.
Go to the egg farm.
By
And
God, that's where I did it.
Hey, when I put it back in the back of that square body
square body
Chevrolet,
Chevy.
it's 1987.
right.
all
It
It
over
is,
again,
man.
baby. It's-
87 Silverado and an 86.
What year's your 60? Not a 65. You're
All right,
60.
so this was actually an 83 drum brake bike that was just
Oh.
hammered. So we robbed everything off of a KX65 and gave it disc brakes. Whichever the first year of water cooling KX60, that's what that is. You
I
think
think
that's
they were. I think they always were.
They always
weren't
were? Okay, so
I feel
it's an
like I could be
83.
wrong. I feel like they
So-
were. Though.
Somebody will let you know.
that
They
that
will.
K that the K graphic.
Yes.
That's 83. It's like a little like notice that this has
Hey,
83
homage.
elements. But then
What's the
it's
pipe?
got the 82. It's just got a mix match of stuff. That's the same pipe. The only thing was the disc brakes. Just adding disc brakes. And it's just Terry Hunter built it. If you get on Facebook and look at Hunter Designs,
Hunter Speed
Terry's
Factory.
Speed Shop.
Yeah, he's got a
He's got
Z50
several things,
that he's
and
getting ready for Barber Smart.
He enters the
bore.
small bore comp, and how in the world anyone could beat
They do.
Terry Hunter?
Can't help yourself.
Yeah, you can't help it. If I had a little room to stretch out, but like Terry's painted every helmet
Ma'am,
in this room
you
except
have a
for the
glass
real
of water?
helmets. He painted all these helmets. These are all Jeff Ward helmets, and Wardy has signed all these.
Jeff
but
Ward,
like,
we should call him
I
and get
wanna
him
get
on the
Jeff
show.
Ward
we
on.
would love to have Jeff
So
Ward on the
bad.
show.
So
See, we're
bad.
so antsy about Jeff Ward. I just went ahead and I'm like, this
You know
might
what's so funny
this might
about
make it happen.
Jeff Ward not returning your phone calls, Kevin, and not talking.
Texting.
Texting, whatever.
He did reply to one of my Instagram posts about Hannah.
Yeah, but that's because you.
I tagged him and RJ.
Yes, but it wasn't it like a cut down that Hannah,
he was
of
not
course,
pleased with Hannah with what Hannah said.
Calling
He goes, that's not how it happened.
Yes.
So,
Well, come on
he
and
would
explain
know.
yourself.
I would love to know.
The
And I'm
funny
not
thing
gonna.
about that is,
I love Jeff Ward.
okay, in the 80s,
That was
we
my
were,
dude.
We were all Kawasaki kids for
Yes.
whatever
100%.
reason.
because
We-
my dad owned a Cali
It
dealership.
was because of that.
because of
Not
your
because of that,
dad's.
but you guys lived there, so that was
Yes,
your
that-
first.
So we were Kawasaki. So
And I was anti Honda, so maybe that's where this anti all the RJs and MC and all that stuff back in the day. I know it's where it
Well,
comes
if
from.
you
It's-
had
yeah.
Cowies, you had to be a little anti
Correct.
Honda, right? I mean,
And so by default, being there a million times, I was a
Kawasaki kid,
And
yeah.
by default, if you were a Kawasaki kid,
you're a
Jeff
Billy
Ward was your
Lyles,
guy.
Jeff Ward,
Yep.
Goat Breaker.
He was your
but
guy.
mostly Wardy. I mean,
100%.
I can remember Eddie Warren
Lyles,
Road,
Lyles for sure, because like
Yeah.
his dad was a mechanic at our shop, so
Correct.
that helped too. So
But
Yeah.
Jeff Ward was
The dude. He's a
He was
badass.
the man at that time.
that dude took fastballs to the face on a 500 way
Open
longer than
face helmet.
anybody else did, dude.
Yeah.
Guys, I think he just had a nose guard. do you remember those goggles, the Oakleys he had with
Yeah,
the,
for
just
sure.
the nose guard only, and his mouth was
sure.
just sitting there waiting
Yeah,
on a
just come at
rock?
it. It's like a hockey player.
How did he have all his teeth?
Are they his teeth?
Maybe not.
Not
That's
me.
the first question I'm going to ask him. Write that down on your notes.
Whose teeth you got in
Write
your
it down on
mouth,
that pen you don't
boy?
have.
Are those teeth real?
T-E-E.
God, it'd be great if we had a pen.
T-E-A-T-H.
Yes.
I feel like you'd remember it better if we used a pen.
Yeah.
I mean, your finger's pretty good.
If you, yeah, it's invisible ink.
Yeah.
Problem is that with the invisible ink is you never know when you're about to run out.
it just happens.
Just keep writing.
And you might write.
So
you
what,
ever
just
been-
AJ just rolls in like people are like, who's this guy?
That's AJ Turner.
Just a local dude that loves riding dirt bikes.
He was a Cobra Kai athlete, actually.
Him and Nick, your pops go back a little bit, like high school and all this stuff. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
at
won't
least.
talk about any of that.
I know, but like, if you want to meet two of the more wiry, like freaking fit dudes that
Yeah.
in there, like you want to tangle with them dudes at age 50, whatever.
AJ's dad
Yes, and Nick.
and Nick Blackman.
Same
who,
age
who
as-
not to fight.
Both of them.
Yes,
We grew
that's what I'm
up.
saying.
We grew up in the same hood.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm not going to go into this, but remember the other day we were talking about fist fights and how many fights we've been in. I've been in 2. I'm 1-1. I've lost
Yeah.
one, lost one. Nick goes, and I won't. I'll speak for him because he goes, I don't want to say it on there, but dude, I'm like 40-0. Like 40,
And probably
40.
no,
maybe 40-2.
42.
If I
And he ain't bragging.
Ish.
I just, I've seen the
And
I've
I
seen the
didn't wanna talk
VHS
about
video.
because I don't want to get beat up in
Yes,
some race.
right?
Or
Some
guy's
guy
like,
taking a shot at Nick.
yeah, dudes
Yeah.
just are mad because they're like, oh, it's gonna be
you're gonna get it
40-3
now.
after this
I
week.
got to earn my this Tank Murdoch.
And he's not that guy anymore. I mean, and he doesn't. And you said you don't pick him. It's normally looking after skinny dumbasses like myself
With the mouth.
Hey, I'll kill you, and I get beat up. And then
It's
Nick,
dudes running their mouth, and
Yeah.
he has to step in because the
Right.
little dude can't defend himself.
Stupid idiot.
Everybody has a friend like that with the mouth.
I was not that guy.
Ours is named Rhett, or at
Rhett.
least in AJ's world.
Rhett, your son.
Yeah.
Oh, I had plenty of friends like that. I mean, gorilla mouth, parakeet ass, and they would just.
I mean, that's a visual.
And
Makes sense.
the problem is sometimes those guys will fight anybody.
Yeah.
they just
They
wind
just
up
get their
getting
ass
beat
kicked.
up, and you have to stop.
Little dudes.
Yeah.
You
I've
stop
seen
it.
those
yeah,
guys, too.
I mean, but the biggest, the most formidable guy, and things are different now because people train and do all this shit. But back then, the most guy that you didn't want to fight was a guy that just didn't care, just wanted to fight.
Yeah, he's
You know what I
dangerous.
mean? If you get a little guy that just wants to fight, win, lose, or draw, that he could care less if he loses
Dude,
or not.
his home life must just. And I'm,
That's
I'm
a-
not being hateful, but that's
That's
a
a
lot to
bored
do with it.
individual.
No, I'm
Yes.
just saying he's a sad.
And
like,
so when you get that guy
nothing going on.
that doesn't like just
Parents don't care, so this ain't gonna matter.
just enjoys it and doesn't care if he loses. Like the guy that can get his ass kicked and then smile and pop open a beer, but like 10
Dude.
seconds later,
The closest
this
thing
guy
we
you don't want to fight.
The closest guy
Because
we,
you know what I
we
mean?
had to that was probably Kenny Kazar back in the day.
Yeah.
You remember Kenny Kazar?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I'm sure he's mellowed out now.
Yeah.
But like, holy cow.
I worked with his dad.
right?
Somehow, I don't know. I was in college at a parts store job, and this dude, he always
Ed
worked.
Perry worked with was friends with, and Kenny's into cars now. Obviously, he's chilled
Oh, yeah.
out, but
Well, so his dad, I come up with my 125 in the back, and I'm going to race at Calhoun that night or whatever. But I had to work in the morning, and he goes, "Oh, you ride motocross?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm racing tonight or whatever." And he goes, "You might know my son."
you
And
might
it was,
have heard
he
of
said
it.
it was Kenny Kazar.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this was like a stepdad. I don't know. But yes, wild child.
You know, and then every year you get older, you got more shit to lose. Like
True.
now you have a child, you got shit to lose. You got
Sorry
you
about
have
this.
you a job,
It's okay,
you got
just-
a house.
Okay. There
I
you go.
always say now, like the guy that you want to fuck with the least is some dude just walking down the side of the road with no shirt
Nothing
on.
to lose. Yes.
I mean, that
Nothing
cat's
to
got
lose.
Nothing to lose.
He's got plenty of time on his hands too.
and will fight
'Cause
you
he
to
probably
the
don't work.
death.
He
It
just-
doesn't- that's right.
That's
I mean,
what happened today.
He's all cranked up on meth.
That's what happened today.
He's
I
all
beat
jacked up on
some,
Mountain Dew.
some dude tried to run his mouth, and that's what happened today. I beat his ass.
Yeah,
Just
some
random
dude
fist
walking down
fight.
the road, yeah.
Midweek, a good old Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm working at the fire department and it's like Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, a good breakfast ass whooping on a Sunday. I'm like literally, there'll be some guy like a domestic full-fledged fist fight at a house. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is happening at 10
Why
in the
can't
morning?
you just wake up and
on
be
a
cool?
Sunday, we're doing eggs and coffee.
Yes.
And you're whooping the hell out of your wife.
Yeah, well, you got to beat your old lady.
And why
What-
couldn't you done that on Saturday night with
Is
those
this
guys?
is this left over from that?
Yeah, we
They
knew
wake up and
Saturday
he's like,
night
"By
was a
God."
possibility.
Well, they
so
woke up-
we're planning for Saturday night, but Sunday morning at
Come
breakfast
on.
time, get
Scrambled
outta here.
eggs, dude.
Yeah,
you get to fight
Cracking
on it.
coffee mugs
A
over
Sunday morning fight is like
Oh, that's gonna happen no matter what.
There's some shit that's coming out
Because of Saturday night?
Hey, the first time I ever worked on an ambulance as a part-time, not even part-time,
On a
but
BAM
it
allowance.
was when I was going through EMT school. You have to do rotations, and the first call I ever ran with West Georgia Ambulance was a man at 9 in the morning, wife. He's 70 years old. She cooked eggs. I had breakfast going. He goes and sits on the couch right there in the living room, puts a 38 right there or right here, and kills himself right there. That was it. Sunday morning breakfast.
Wow.
I've been married to this old hag for 48 years. And he
I've
was
listened
done
to
with
her
it.
mouth.
I ain't taking it no more.
What in the
Unbelievable.
world?
Dude, I don't know.
In front of her.
Yeah.
A lot of times they step around the corner. Or
No, on the couch in the
something
living
like
room.
that. That's
How
nasty.
do you know she didn't do it?
Yes.
I mean, I
do
would like
y'all
to
rule
think
that
they
out?
did an investigation.
That may be the skeptic in me.
Yeah, the lady
that
just.
just-
points.
I'm not-
She's like,
I'm not
He
SO.
might go like
Hey.
this.
Yeah, right.
Here's the thing.
The
Good question.
skeptic.
Okay, and this is why, but was she cooking? And you went there.
Shitty
She was
eggs.
cook-
One more time. You cook
Was
them
she
eggs one
cooking
more
bacon?
time.
Was she cooking bacon?
The house
better
was
be
full of
bacon.
it was death and bacon and coffee.
Death, bacon.
Then she killed
That's
him.
DBC.
She killed him. She killed him.
Because of the bacon?
Yes. Nobody kills himself before bacon.
Oh, you would eat the bacon.
The smell of bacon was there because they ate it. Breakfast was done.
Oh, they had already eaten.
Yeah,
it.
so
he
that
did.
messes your theory up. You
Now,
gotta
maybe-
back
now,
off
yeah,
that.
Now,
No, he proved his point. You eat the bacon first, and then you,
And then
kill,
you kill
yourself.
yourself.
yes. So if
So
he-
you proved that she did
if
not
the
do it.
bacon had not been eaten,
Then we
it was
did.
a
there's-
murder.
then
It was a
she
murder.
did it.
Because
Yes.
nobody smells bacon.
And then
He
goes,
shoots
oh, I'm
himself
gonna kill
beforehand.
myself. It's delicious bacon. then I'll kill
Now,
myself.
if you were going to make bacon your last meal, now it all makes sense.
Congrats, you just did it.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people could never solve a crime like this. I think we're probably one of the few suited, and it was all Nick.
They should call us at 48 hours or whatever.
Was there bacon involved? that's always
first
investigator
question.
Nick's first question.
That's right.
He whips out his little
Ha-ha!
thing, and he goes,
Was it crispy
Did they die pre
or
eating-
post bacon?
Pre-bacon
is there
consumption
any
or
leftover
post-bacon
bacon?
consumption?
Because
That's
who
right.
has leftover bacon?
And nobody kills
Wait.
himself
Upon
before
further
bacon.
investigation, it was turkey bacon. Ha
No.
Nobody eats turkey
You
bacon. That's
cheap.
gross.
Then
Trifling.
something's going on there too because
Yes.
if the bitch cooked turkey bacon, he would have killed her.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And he
You have
would
a
never
fair
have killed
point.
himself.
I mean,
because she
turkey
She
had the
killed him
bacon.
slowly with turkey bacon. It poisoned him.
Cooking turkey bacon is an offense punishable
You
by
should
death.
never quit saying that word.
What?
I mean, I'm not a
Turkey
fighter,
bacon?
but you're starting to piss me off.
Turkey bacon? I'll kill you over some turkey bacon.
I hate the word turkey bacon.
It is
man.
because it's not really
Stupid.
bacon.
No,
Oh,
just
it's
it's
making
turkey
me mad. I never
shit.
such
You
a
should just-
surge of
You just
emotion.
fried turkey,
You
bitch.
can fry up some
It's
celery
not.
and bacon
is that,
grease.
man, that
Yeah.
turkey
Do the same
steak.
thing.
That turkey steak's good.
Fried
No, it ain't.
celery.
No.
It's turkey.
Said
turkey,
no
you
one.
asshole.
Fried celery and bacon grease would be better than turkey bacon.
So my brother
Celery
used
bacon?
to my brother used to cook this recipe, and we're like, man, what is this? He goes, oh, that's greasy lettuce right there. And I said, well, how do you make it? He goes, you take a pound of bacon and you fry it all up and you just throw it away. And everybody in the
And
whole
you
family's
slap the
like,
shit
And
out of
he's
your
still
brother.
alive?
the whole family's like, throw it away. You know, they're freaking out. Throw it away because you don't need it. All you need is grease. You pour it over this lettuce and it's just delicious. And I'm like, you just
What?
I can't get past throwing
Well,
away a
everybody
pound of
shuts
bacon.
you down
Like,
after that.
Shut your mouth.
If your brother ever has to find a new wife, he will get murdered over that.
I would agree.
Or
Shit,
roommate,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
if I,
anybody that
if I
hears
moved,
it.
if something happened, I get kicked out of my house, I have to move in with your brother. First time he throws away bacon,
I'm killing him.
he's dead.
Well, he always carries a pistol on his hip. That's the reason he lived through that Christmas.
That'll be good.
Because
Yeah, at
he
least-
was we were not carrying pistols. To
Everybody
Christmas.
just calm down.
You know how you be opening presents and you
Yeah.
like keep your gat on your
Sit
hip.
where you're at. That bacon's going in the garbage.
You're like,
Right.
man, pass that. Let me get that present, man. Shit.
appreciate
Hold tight right here.
It's the white elephant
Yeah,
present.
just
Watch out! Watch out!
making sure my safety was on for. I hope. Like, who carries their pistol to Christmas?
You know, there's
Nobody.
nothing.
Get out of here.
If you think about it, there's nothing that you couldn't put bacon or peanut butter on and make it better. Nothing.
I would say cheese, but
Name
see,
it.
he's an anti-cheese
I don't eat
guy.
cheese.
So
You
but
can
he
screw
can
stuff up
still.
with cheese.
You're not like
I
so
can appreciate
anti-cheese.
that, but like bacon or peanut butter will
I love
make
peanut
anything
butter.
taste better.
I think it helps. Yeah,
One
bananas.
of those two things. I'm
my
not
dog
saying they
loves
both
peanut butter. You
make-
spread that thing all over you.
Yeah,
He'll
it takes forever to.
I mean, he'll just wear his jaw muscles down to a nub licking.
It takes forever for that dog to eat peanut butter, but
How about that show mail? We got some mail this week.
I will let you read it. because
Well, I started to open
it's
it.
all it impacted me by way of Nick.
Yeah, so
I don't even know what this is. What are we
you
doing?
might know on last week's show when we listed our sponsors, I did not mention Spoke Skins. I don't know if you remember that. It wasn't last week
It's
either. It was
because
2 weeks
We've
ago.
already
Whatever.
established that we had an issue with Spoke Skin.
Okay,
Right.
so
We had some
Mr. Spokeskin himself reaches
Kevin.
out.
Johnny
Kevin.
Spokeskins.
Yeah.
broke his collarbone.
Weird that his name was Johnny Spokeskin. He was
Old
destined
man
to make
Spokeskins.
possibly by Spokeskins was responsible for
Yeah,
Kevin's
dude.
Yes, because only half the wheel.
collarbone and house burning down.
And ribs. And Kyle had a heart
And
attack.
That
And-
Kyle having a heart attack, and the dude got shot over bacon. So we're not
Yes,
sure, we're not
giant
sure
post-
exactly what all Spokeskins were involved with.
So if you don't know, I crashed a motorcycle. The front tire only had half the spokes were covered in spoke
Half
nipples.
the wheel had spoke
skins.
skins,
The other
leading
half,
to an
so this thing
imbalance.
is just all wild and wobbly, and I didn't realize it. I was just so
Just so
blown
happy
away.
to be riding.
Yeah, so
and then your day was robbed.
cut short as
and-
Valentine's Day.
and the subsequent weeks because of surgeries and rehab. I
had
mean,
all-
broken water
you missed
bed
Valentine's
frames.
Day motos with your wife
Yes,
because of Spokeskins.
she would have gotten a full 45-minute
45-minute moto, yeah.
sure.
So
Plus a lap.
I actually was riding that motorcycle this week.
Yep.
I was doing wheelies up and down my driveway on it, and it does pull a little bit one direction. Which
see,
I think it's because
it's
of
not
those
just our
Spokeskins.
imagination.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna have to.
Spokeskins obviously felt that, heard that. So they sent us like an apology letter
Yep.
stating that they don't know why only half the wheel was done, but
Who
they
would
would
do
like
that? Who
They
would
would
just
like
do
to
half a wheel?
You know, it would take some dude that would like.
These are not party straws.
No, these have a slit in them. These they comped us half an order,
Half a wheel.
half a wheel of Spokeskins, and they did not specify the color, but letting yins know you can slide them over the spokes.
Let me see. Let me inspect one of those.
Check out the whole thing. Don't try to drink a drink out of it though; it'll leak. But
Put them spokeskins on your wire there. You could do a spoke
one
wire.
thing about this is, yeah, we could
Spoke
try
wire.
that. We could
See,
do spoke
just for the
wires.
folks at home to know we ain't lying. to them.
So the thing about this is, though, all right, so yeah, Johnny Spokeskin sends us half a load of Spokeskins here to make up for it.
Even the Valentine's Day color in this pink.
But what do you think? I mean, does this help? Does this
I think
change?
It's the first step.
You're
no,
the one-
what's done is done.
You've been through a lot,
Yeah. I was out of work for 3 months.
and now they
I'm
got
back,
you on
baby.
light duty.
No, I'm
acting-
back. I'm back
Yeah,
full,
but
full duty.
let's focus on
Have
what
you
you had
saved
to
anybody
go.
since then? Have you rescued anybody?
No.
He put it on the skinny wire. I was going to go with the thick one.
Yeah, you might need to go
I like to try to,
Yeah.
So,
All the thick
but
jokes.
I just don't know if
Girth.
this makes it right.
I mean, it ain't. It's one step in the right direction.
I appreciate the effort.
So
Let's say that.
basically my question, do I mention Spokeskins?
I think you have to because of the products.
Because of the
they're in
effort.
the shot
and it's
now.
genuine. And it looks awesome.
It does look.
Duh.
Well, I'm about to
Who
have
doesn't
my-
like pink or green or yellow or black?
Right
What-
there, boy. Look at that.
Pick your
son.
color. And hey, when it's time to sell that bike, you want to show them brand new spokes off?
Chapow, you just whip them
Boom.
off. Yeah. Sir, I protected these spokes from the day this bike come home from the dealership. I mean, this thing.
A man that'll put a spoke nipple on his spoke skin on his spoke. That's
That's
the
a
bike I
man
want
that
to
don't
buy.
leave details
It's a bike I
unturned.
want to buy.
Yes.
You know-
Obviously it is. Y'all all have owned
They
motorcycles.
may-
with
You're
spokes.
making a judgment just based on spoke skins on your shit, which
period.
I've done for people. Like I see a bike that's got spoke skins, I'm making a judgment
You're making a judgment.
for sure.
It ain't always about the
A
mechanical
gallon of oil
greatness.
sitting underneath it, or
We sold a house one time, the house we were in before this one, and I had pictures. They were like, I don't know, my wife had some pictures from an Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
And so the guy literally
Triathlon.
told my agent, he was like, man, if this dude did an Iron Man, I know he takes care of his shit. And they were like, and the dude
To
bought, he
me,
was all
that means
fired
you're
up.
never home because you
I
had to
know.
train for that.
is there
And
no
it-
such
it's
thing
not-
as a messy Iron Man guy?
Yes, me. And so that guy obviously didn't know that.
Right.
Nick's the only Iron Man in history that didn't
got
have time to clean up after
don't do,
running like 140
I don't-
miles.
I don't keep up with any of that shit.
Yeah, no. Exactly.
So you proved him wrong.
So all right, so we'll put Spokeskins back on the list. I mean, it was nice of them.
Let's run through those sponsors, John. You're one of the best at it.
No, I'm not the best, but I'm going to lead off with Spokeskins. Johnny Spokeskins.
Appreciate your
The
effort.
fact that he would reach out to us
us.
and try to make that right, get that balance back on that machine. I don't know if that makes you ever ride again. See, I don't like that. I want you to be like, hey, Johnny Spokeskins, I'm definitely going riding again now that you.
No,
If I
we
hear
gotta
this
try
song
it.
playing in
Can
the
you
background,
imagine what he spent to send us half an order?
going riding again. Going riding again. Johnny
Yeah.
Spokeskins.
Listen, we got some news to break to you as well.
Yes. Before you get all sponsor crazy.
Yeah,
I agree.
You're not going to the Colorado 500 for one day.
I'm in and out.
No, it sounds like that's what you'd want to do.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah,
The Colorado 500 board
we've decided.
feels very differently about Kevin Kelly's participation in this event. It doesn't involve you riding. I mean, we're not sitting here saying
Yep.
you got to ride.
So you could take your wife and
Yeah.
do something else during the day or whatever. But it sounds like you're going to be there for a while.
They've
You're
planned.
going to be there for 3 or 4 days.
Okay, we'll do it. I'll get it.
So Cliff, we talked to Cliff Amata, or I have. Super cool guy.
Yep.
He's the one that brings kind of the title sponsor in, and
Right,
he's
right.
the one that.
And if anybody doesn't know, look this Colorado 500 up. I've been looking at it now that we're definitely going.
it's like Fight Club. Like you can't.
Yeah, it's not just
go.
open to the
But,
public.
man,
No,
it's epic. It is.
You gotta be
I hate-
invited.
I hate the word epic, but it's epic.
Yeah, it's like
It
don't
is.
hate it.
Oh, I
It's
just
what
don't-
it's a good word.
Well, I just
For
the
this.
mills are epic.
I hear
the
people
riding is
calling
epic.
soccer game epic, and I'm like,
Oh man, it's
bruh.
epic, bro. When he
But-
came in there,
Yeah, but it looks pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
my problem is though, I don't want to own another motorcycle, and I'm getting a little
You're
concerned
scared
that I
about
may
this-
need to.
Yeah, Frank Mann kind of said, "What do you got?" And you're like, "Yep, you don't have the right motorcycle." That KX80 is what I'm going to take. I'm
79
thinking
KX80.
79. I feel confident
As I was doing wheelies on the spokeskin bike,
I'm so glad you feel
I
confident.
thought, you know
on
what?
your bike.
It would be pretty funny if I took the CRF 250F and had like the slowest bike there.
It'd be really slow at elevation
Yeah,
That's what
because
Frank said.
you lose some horsepower.
I know, and that 200 doesn't get any gas mileage. I
We found that out.
I don't want to
the hard way.
own. I mean,
No, you don't need more
So
motorcycles.
when is that? When is that event? Is it late
August
August?
25th through
Right.
29th.
it's a
So
Monday through a Thursday, so
yeah, riding 4 days, and they seriously feel like our show is a big part of this event this year.
I don't know what he's thinking, but man, I appreciate it.
Yes, and they are really focused on Kevin's presence.
Oh yeah,
I'm dead serious. You think I'm
course.
kidding? But I stayed on the phone for about an hour.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He listens to the show. So
Well, Frank
Yeah.
Mann also called me. He's on the board too, and he goes, "Hey man,
I hate it, man. But you got
got
to do this.
visions of a show from the top of the mountain at the Mineral Springs with
Holy cow!
with a big American flag waving in the background, and we kind of want it to where, we every time we introduce so and so, you guys will throw some commentary while they're walking up, like it's heavy. And I mean,
That's it.
if you'd abandon us
I wouldn't do
when
that
we
to you.
need you
I wouldn't do that
at
to
our
you.
biggest point of battle,
Of our
and
careers.
you just leave us.
and I think this would be awesome.
That'd be fun. Yeah,
I mean,
I just got to squeeze it in.
You can
There's-
ride on back.
There's
dude.
the
Don't
I'll ride
worry.
on back. bitch.
Yes,
If you can read
I
this
got
shirt, the bitch
500
fell
and-
off. Right, one of them deals.
yes.
when you know how to fix this, we'll teach Christina to ride.
Yeah, I'll ride with her.
Yeah,
Duh.
Yeah,
she
she's
rides you
way
around.
tougher than Kevin.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
She'd
that's
be like-
cool.
She
Yeah.
left me at the house to go to a wrestling tournament. She goes, "You good? I'm going to the state wrestling championships. See you
Bye.
next day."
Sorry about your pain pills. Yeah, she
Riley's coming over. He's very loving.
when her bike had
my
half
son.
spoke skins, she'd be driving down the road just like Sylvester Stallone, building up
I know.
the other
Yeah.
side
over
of
the top.
to make her muscles stronger on that one side that
Over
didn't
the
have
top.
spoke skins.
What was his name in Over the Top?
I don't know, Rocky.
Rocky Balboa.
No, I can.
I can't.
I know he
I
drove
just
a
know
truck
he
driver.
turned
I
that
know- I
freaking
know
hat
he-
around.
but he'd do that move with his thumb.
John Rambo Balboa.
Yes,
Ah, that's what it
John
is.
J. Rambo.
That's what it was.
So yeah,
Cool.
All right, spoke skins, nipple skins. I don't think they've ever been mentioned.
No.
I don't even think that's
Helmet
a thing.
skins.
Helmet skins, lever skins, skintimate lotion, skin so soft, rhino skins, pig skins,
Pork skins.
pork skins.
Shirts versus skins.
Yes, blouses versus skins.
Lambskin.
Lamb skin.
on its skin.
You got a button for that. You can always. It's been a while.
Talking about pork skins. Talking about pork skins. I went to a wedding.
Did they have pork skins?
Catered by pork skins.
hell yeah.
Dude, it's because of
Listen,
you and
it
your
was-
sponsorship.
This was the most beautiful place ever.
And
you been to
pork skins.
Hightower Falls?
Yes.
How beautiful is that?
It's
place,
awesome.
right? It's a place. They had a wedding. I had no idea.
In the
It's in
summer, the
Cedartown.
waterfall quits, though. Just so you know.
It's lazy.
So everybody home, this is riveting. Don't go there during the summer
Don't
now.
plan you wedding during the summer. You look like an idiot.
That lazy ass waterfall won't work
During
for
the
shit.
summer.
It just don't. It don't. Whatever. It don't produce.
And
All right,
so-
kick it.
Did you tip him to get you filled
I
up?
know. So
Here, let me tip you.
Yeah, throw that man some money.
anyway, they had a big, huge,
Good man. Top me off there. buddy.
like a big giant thing of pork skins on every table.
And they got
my
devoured. Did they
gosh.
not get devoured?
Oh, dudes are just like, can we get some more?
These are keto friendly,
Anyway,
bitch.
so it was a Mexican wedding.
Okay, this is getting interesting.
They had the pork skins. Because of people I work with and the guys that work with me, I have been to multiple Mexican weddings. Right?
Yeah.
You have to learn a lesson about going to Mexican weddings as a white guy, as a gringo, especially if you're the boss. And the lesson is that everybody there, from their abuela, their grandmother, their granddad,
Los Niños.
everybody wants to do a
Hermanos?
shot with you.
Oh,
Right?
because you're the American?
Yes.
Are you serious?
So I have learned that lesson. I tried to explain that lesson to my wife on the way to the wedding. She did not learn that lesson until
And took a shot with all these people?
until Sunday morning.
Then she learned.
How'd that work out for you later on that night?
Sunday morning, it was awesome. You know how you you
was
think
awesome.
it worked out the way that I carried her out of the wedding into the car, out of the bed, and
So hot.
didn't speak to her.
So
the next
hot.
morning. Yeah, it was,
Yeah, it was killer.
You
man.
got throw up on the side of your mouth.
Yeah.
yeah,
Where? Like here?
yeah. So
Did you have shellfish last night?
I was
was
going to
really-
put that in there, but
put that in my G string later.
Yes.
But yeah, you have to. If anybody out there, if you have Hispanic people that work with you and you go to the wedding, be very aware.
they
of,
want to drink with you.
because
Because they want to wear you out.
yes,
Is what they want to
and
do.
It's.
Because they can probably outdrink everybody, right? Like
probably
tequila's
so.
their water. So
Let me tell you, our weddings suck. That shit was wide open, dancing, jumping around, throwing people in the air.
Don't Stop Believing is the
Northern
highlight of every-
weddings don't suck.
Yeah, they're more part.
Northern
of it.
weddings are.
Well, it's because they don't
maniac.
have down here. It's all about the church, and you go somewhere
Yeah.
else. It's,
Yeah, it reduces the party
I
atmosphere.
had never been in a wedding until I was 40 something. It probably wasn't in a church.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when all these wedding venues came about, and people, we're gonna have a party instead of,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna go to the Hightower Falls, and
the place is nice.
it is nice though, man. But it'll wear your knees out if you dance on that concrete dance floor. Dead serious.
Guarantee it. All right, I'm gonna call Kenny Alexander. What do you guys say?
I say let's do it.
I say sometimes we race, purveyors of good times and speed.
805 Brewery.
Everybody in the 805.
You've been playing music, so do you feel confident about this Bluetooth connection? Hey, look at that.
If it works the first time,
He's not going to be available if it works.
Nope.
I needed a pen just so I could keep show notes. My spokes pen.
Oh, you spoke.
Skins pen.
What's up?
Kenny,
Hey,
we're doing this live, so we just brought you in. Our show we recorded, but it's not. We're
not
recording,
actually
not
live.
actually live, but yes, we are.
It's
So
recorded.
I've got
It's
my buddy
live for
John and
AJ.
Nick. Yeah, so we are
Hey,
here.
Kenny, I'm John. I'm
You've met them a couple times. They've been to Day in the Dirt. They're my
Yep.
right hand. I stay with them in their RV, and we do midnight to 4 a.m. karaoke every day in the dirt.
all right. Well, perfect. You know what? Let me put this on speakerphone to see if it cleans it up just a little bit here.
Let's do it. Feels good on my end. I got to be honest with you.
Yep.
on your end.
Hey, can you? Am I sounding all right?
Yep.
You're a little quiet.
A little quiet.
Yep,
All right. How's this?
that's even better. Now you're cooking.
Are we cleaned up on your end?
You guys sound great.
Thank you, Kenny.
That's awesome. I think we're going to end the show right there.
All right. Thanks for.
All right. Well,
thanks for
hey,
the time.
no, you know, well, next time I need to fly out because you guys are sitting on the couch and shit right now, right? Lazy boy chairs and having some fun.
Dude, even better. We just moved. Our normal set is over there, but now we've in the same area. There's a bar, so we're all sitting at a bar. We have shot glasses, and we're literally doing this.
We
from
got
a bar.
Fireball in the shot glasses, so it's not
with a
even,
1983.
You guys,
Yeah, you need to come.
so it's happy hour over there. It's happy hour, right?
Yeah, it's happy hour.
Well, we tried to figure out how we went so long and not because we were sitting over there drinking anyway that we shouldn't, like, how do we not know that we should have sat at the bar? And I thought, well,
That's dumb. We're
if we
10
hadn't
feet
been
from a
drinking,
bar.
we probably would have realized that it would have looked a whole lot better sitting at the bar the whole time.
Good point.
So now we are at the bar, and we're
And now we're
hoping
calling you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes across a lot better.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Well,
so
it's about time.
I know I've never had you on. We've talked about you. We talk about Fasthouse all the time.
every week.
All the events
We
we do.
list Fasthouse as a sponsor, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, you are sponsoring our show.
Oh, that's perfect. Love it. I know we just got done with the 2-stroke race about two weeks ago, and man, you should have seen all the people. I mean, I can't even believe there's that many 2-strokes left on the planet. It is crazy on how many people are still digging it, and I think it's live and well.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I want more of that, and we plan on doing an event, and I'm going to get you guys involved later on in the year. It's an all grass track, full blown moto GP old school track we're going to do on the East Coast. So I want to see how involved I can get you guys, not money wise, but just like your presence or somebody, one of you guys coming, you or Fonzie, and doing a little pop up shop and selling some merch. It'll be bitching.
Yeah.
We're in.
It'll be good. It'll be good. And if it's the way we're wanting to do it, like we have ideas, but anyway, so enough about our crap. Tell me about what you got going on. What is next for you guys? Y'all just did the TDS Enduro, which that looks bitching. Like I've never been to that thing, but that thing looks awesome. It's a mountain bike enduro and it's a festival. What the hell is that all about?
Well, Ron Sanchez, I mean, it's their family that they put it on. We go up there, we add a little color and chaos to it. But it's just a family that has a bunch of property and they give it up. I mean, they just go up there, build the coolest trails, and just invite, everyone up to have a good time for 3 days. And that's what they do every year, man. It's just been, and it's growing ever since. I mean, it's been like, I think 12 years they've been doing it. Oh. And it's crazy. It's kind of like our day in the dirt for us, and it just resonates with all the bikers, man. And it's just cool. They actually had a little enduro on Friday that they got a pretty good crowd for, I think. So next year they want to expand that and make that bigger and better.
I hate to use the word vibey, but like the vibe, like and it just is. It's y'all's vibe. It's day in the dirt. It's Mammoth. It's 2-stroke national. Whatever.
Yeah, it has a certain feel.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's not all super
I know,
serious.
And so we're looking forward to Mammoth, man. You mentioned that. That's about 4 weeks away.
It is. Yeah, I'm trying to talk these dudes in. I know John's raced it. I think they've got a very super busy schedule. Mammoth might have fallen off the schedule.
Mammoth's.
We just need a bike.
It's
That's
just
all
we need a West Coast bike. We can't keep driving
we got
to the
rent
West
one.
Coast.
Yeah, these dudes
It's 40 hours. It's like I can't do it over and over.
If we've got somebody, Kevin sent us, that we could rent a bike from, and if we can rent a bike, we're coming. I mean, I
fly in.
I want to go bad. I mean, I really do.
As long as the foot pegs are aimed down.
No, Mammoth is. I mean, if you've never been, Mammoth is probably one of the coolest. I mean, it's been around since '68, and it's just. I think it's one of the longest running motocross races in the United States, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it is.
Yeah, and it's just super cool. I can't believe that we get to do it every year up there, and it's just it's awesome.
Yeah, of all the places, a California state park, they do allow you to go in there and rip that thing up, which is nuts.
You hear.
Yeah, and it's just got so much history with just everyone that's raced up there.
You can feel it.
This year, we're bringing Vurbmoto up there to race this year, so it's kind of cool. He hasn't been there in 20 years.
Holy cow!
So so he was just a little guy when he went there, but he can't wait to get up there and throw a leg over a bike and go for it.
How gorgeous is that place too, man?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Gosh. I mean, that just whole scene.
I mean, it's basically Yosemite. It's just 30 miles.
It's very
from
close
Yosemite.
to it. Yeah,
very close.
for sure.
Hey, so I want to go back because we talked about it earlier in the show about like roots of moto and like the founding fathers of moto and like you guys and your family and what you mean to Southern California, the racing, and then motocross in general. Tell your story about like how it all started for you and as a kid and who ran racetracks and all that stuff.
Well, I was lucky. I was born into it, and my dad and my grandpa were desert racers, and they're part of a motorcycle club called the Viewfinders, and it was back in the mid '60s and stuff, and they helped put on some of the biggest Grand Prix in the States. That's when all the Europeans used to come over, the Westlake Grand Prix. They used to help out with Hopetown, and stuff. And those are legendary races. If you've ever seen any of Bruce Brown's movies or anything like that, you would have seen some of that. Yeah, on Why World of Sports. That's when they used to show it on that. And it's just, you know, and then there was a motorcycle. Well, there was a dune buggy park called Indian Dunes. It was out in Valencia. And my dad went to a guy named Walt James. He was the general manager, and said, "Hey, man, let's throw some dirt bike races." And, you know, so my dad was the very first person to put on sanctioned races at Indian Dunes, and he did that for the first 3 years. And it is a legendary place. I mean, it was in every high torque publication, dirt bike to motocross. I mean, that's where they did everything, all the testing of all the bikes and stuff. So, you know, that has a lot of, you know, we got a lot of street cred there. And just like I said, I was born into it, very lucky. And, you know, two wheels is just, it's been a love of my, you know, I've had a love affair with it. And I'm carrying that torch on. We've been doing this stuff now for close to 60 years.
You can't get away from it. Like once it's in your, like same with
me.
No,
you can't. No.
Go ahead.
You know, once it gets in your blood, it stays with you forever, man. That's one of our quotes here. And, you know, we really cherish those guys who got us here, going back, you know, all the way back. And that's what Fasthouse is all about, man.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny. We said, like, I see guys, seems to be the story, and it was my story as well with dirt bikes, is like so many people wearing Fasthouse gear now too. So these guys are always like, we're all wearing Fasthouse, and I'll see somebody and like, yeah, they'll ask me about riding, and I just kind of, yeah, okay, we were riding. Yeah, I took a 15-year break. I took a 20-year break. I took a 25, you know what I mean? I took a 10-year break.
But you're back.
But you're back because it's in, like you said, it's in your blood. And once you get it, you can't, you know, I talk to people that haven't ridden in 15 years, but they look at Racer X website or whatever.
Watch it, follow it, live
every
it.
day.
Yes.
You know, like still to like.
I barely ride at all. And I still, as I'm into it as anybody I know. And like, it's not like any other sport. I don't know any baseball players like, yeah, man, I took 30 years off. I'm playing baseball now at age 61.
Which would probably be safer than.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think, you know, moto or any kind of like motorsport thing, it's dangerous, man. And you're out there banging bars with your buddies, and it just kindles like this lifetime love affair or friendships. And it just, I think it's the coolest sport in the world.
It is.
Yeah, you don't have to sell us on it.
Hands down. I mean, there's nothing better than, I mean, you know, going to the races and seeing 40 guys just going at it. And it's gnarly. And I think that's what kind of sucks us in too. It's not just having fun out there with your friends. And so it is, it's something special, man, if you've done it.
I've gotten the chance to like literally, I never announce local races, and I've gotten to go, the first time I've been to a race and not worked it was I'm talking just a local Southeastern vintage motocross race, and I just got to go with John and Nick. They were racing. Nick was racing 6 classes, 4 different
assortment of motorcycles.
He rode 4 different motorcycles spanning from 86 to a 2024.
And they were back to back.
And it was back to back. I was just walking around, just watching races, getting sunburnt.
First time I've ever seen you watch a race.
And it was like, because we've owned racetracks since the 70s, so it was freaking awesome just to smell it, talk to the people, and just dick around and not have any work capacity. It's pretty awesome. And I was going to ask you, have you had the opportunity to do that in a non-working, just go in and just kind of, you know, mesh in with the people?
Well, you know, it's funny you say that, but like when I go to Mammoth and stuff, Kevin, you know, yeah, we're there to work, but we're also there, you know, like I always tell Fonzie, we get paid to play. It's just a big, you know what I mean? We're out there visiting with people, hanging out, telling war stories, and just talking a lot of shit. And I think that's what makes it so special.
Yeah, man. Like you just throw a dude's bike on a stand, top it off with gas, help a dude with his bike. Like I'm just a dork with that. I absolutely love just being in the environment.
Love that stuff. Yep.
And you know, Mammoth is like, I raced there in 2019, and you know, one day we didn't make the cut on who gets to drive up. It was when my son was.
So you missed it. So you had to park
so I had to park at the
satellite.
bottom, and then I'm on the back of his 125 with a gas can and a toolbox, and he's riding me up to the top, you know. And these guys are like, "Hey, you didn't make the cut." I don't even know these dudes. They got California tags. We're from Georgia, and they're like, "Well, you're sitting with us. We got room." And they just put your bike here, put your stand here. Hey, put your gas under here so it'll stay in the shade. Like, absolutely down home, like
Big tent
roots,
philosophy.
just super cool. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The cool thing is too, like with you guys and your gear, is that that's the whole vibe y'all put out. You know what I mean? Like we race sometimes, we do that. You know what I mean? Like
That's a
everything
great
about
one.
that is so cool. And Kevin introduced us, and I think I met you today in Dirt a few years ago. Actually, I met you Day in the Dirt when it got shut down with COVID.
Yeah, the first one.
The southern,
Yeah.
the Georgia,
That's
Oh,
right.
Florida.
you were down south.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't that crazy?
It was
Wasn't that just
insane how it just got.
Hey,
shut
you know,
down
Kenny
all at
Kenny
once.
was nervous about that. He goes, man, they didn't get a taste of it. What do you think? I said, dude, they got enough of a taste. They rode, and then there was 4,000 gallons of vodka consumed that night. They got what they needed.
y'all
I
had to get
promise
rid
you.
of it.
Yeah, we had to get rid of it. They told us, Travis Pastrana said, bring all that stuff down here. We're going to drink it all. And then they were very
I know.
hungry.
I think Travis had to break the news to everyone, if I'm not mistaken.
It was perfect.
So that was kind of cool.
He's the only guy that
was
could do
kinda
it.
cool.
Kill him. No, that's Travis.
Yeah, we can't kill Travis.
Yeah, that was an
No, but yeah,
insane
we're so
pitch.
we're so proud of A Day in the Dirt, man. It started going on. We're going on 27 years, and it was something special, man. My friend Jimmy Roberts, we worked together in the film industry and stuff, and we were just thinking, man, how can we bring back those old days when it's really not about anything but just having fun? And we said, let's do A Day in the Dirt the day after Thanksgiving. It was a one-day event, and it turned out to be something special, man. Everyone showed up, and it's grown ever since. We get about 1,300 individual racers and about 3,000 entries.
So cool.
And it's just, we sell out every year. It's pretty damn cool. Now people are just coming out camping and hanging out for the weekend. They don't even bring bikes or anything like that. So, it's just a special deal here in SoCal.
Well, it is in Florida too. I mean, the vibe at Dade City was, I hadn't been to Dade City in 25 years, and I went down there. We raced there this year, and it's very well done. It was just the nicest thing.
Yeah, I'll
done
say
on a
bringing
motorcycle.
Jason Baker on as opposed to years past, and even Kenny goes, okay, this is the deal here. Like Jason has to be a part of this.
That was a different level there. But no, Jason and I, we've been talking the last few weeks here, and we got some other things up our sleeves here. So he's definitely the guy on the East Coast to go to and get stuff done. He's awesome.
Hey, you mentioned the film industry, and you've done a lot of stunt work, I think, over the years, and been in movies, and then you also mentioned that Westlake GP. I think that was 1968 or something, if I remember right. Is there a stunt guy that raced that Mike Runyard raced?
Mike Runyard, yeah, that's Mike and I were. I mean, he was an awesome. Well, he still is a friend of mine. He won the 500 or something like
Runyard,
that in Canada. Yeah, Runyard. Yeah, he was rad.
I can picture him as a number 72 for some reason, and that might have been that Westlake race. I've seen a bunch of pictures from that.
Yeah, Westlake was when that's when Joe Robert, Thorsten Hallman, all those guys came over.
Yeah.
It was part of the Trans Am or something like that series.
Okay.
And it was the same year they came to Hopetown, and they did a big thing on it there.
And that Westlake Village
we're talking Bud Eakins and all these things. I don't know if you know those.
Yeah.
Those are the pioneers of,
For sure.
of the sport.
Yeah.
So
and that Westlake
that
Village
was,
is a film is like is that not like a place where they film movies now or something, or maybe they did for a while afterwards?
No, they did during that time. Now it's gone. Now
during that time,
houses and everything all over. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, it was an actual working movie set.
Oh wow.
Same with Hopetown, but we have both of them. So
so cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
It's
Runyard
pretty damn special.
is he? So he was a stuntman too, or no?
Yes,
I'm
Mike
trying to-
became one of the top stuntmen in Hollywood. Yep.
Okay, and then you obviously did a bunch of stunts as well. Were you?
Yeah, what's something you've been in?
Tell us about that. Yeah.
Well, I started doing stunt work in 1980. So that was like 45 years ago. I was a professional stuntman full time for 43 years.
Wow.
Such movies as Fast and Furious, Matrix, Wanted, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, True Lies. I mean, the list goes on. Yeah, no, I've been probably over about 150 to 200 things.
No triple X stuff. No.
That's where, that's where Fasthouse kind of came from. You know, all those things. And A Day in the Dirt. A Day in the Dirt was originally a film industry event. So you had to work in the film industry to do it the very first year. And
you never did any nude stuff, did you, Kenny?
Any what?
Any nude work?
Oh, dude, that's on my other resume.
Your IMDb, the other stuff.
Yes, you got to look on the other category.
Got an
Click
alias.
other. Just click other. You'll see the.
It's
list.
under Benny.
Oh, Benny Alexander.
Benny
Okay.
Alexander.
Benny Alexander.
Triple X Benny Alexander.
Gotcha. Yes.
Hell yeah, I love Benny Alexander's work.
Yeah. I have family that started Stunts Unlimited. I have all kinds of stuff. I've been very fortunate to, you know what I mean, be able to do what I'm doing and make a career out of it, man.
Well, and somehow through the midst of all that, you've maintained your luster of providing like the image that, hey man, we're just in it for the fun. Even though you're really knocking down some serious business, it's like to preserve that feeling of, hey man, we're just here for the fun amidst all this big business. It's pretty inspiring. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you pull it off.
Well, thank you very, very much. I have an unbelievable team around me.
Mm-hmm.
Our crew is second to none here. We're knocking on the doors. We're knocking down some doors, but I think I think we changed the business a little bit. I think it's not so, like you said, we don't take it so serious. And because most of us, the 98% of us are never going to win a championship or anything like that. We're just, we want to go out there on the weekend, throw the tailgate down on the back of the truck, take a couple laps, and act like those guys that we look up to on Saturday night. You know what I'm saying?
So true.
And it's like, I think that's what makes it cool, and that's what makes this sport just rad. We have a bunch of heroes to look up to.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here at Fasthouse, man. We honor those guys.
Yeah.
And,
well,
without them, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing as well. You know what I mean? We got to have the whole mix. We got to have guys like you that are out there talking shit and ragging on them. And then we got to have, it's just it's a mix of characters.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this sport so special.
Well, so, just switching gears to the business side of it, there's a guy that lives locally here, and he repped one of the gear brands. And I talked to his dad, and he said, well, he went to Fasthouse like everyone else. They're all at Fasthouse these days. And it was kind of he was kind of just saying, hey, Fasthouse is killing it. And I think that's pretty interesting because your approach, I know there's serious business that goes down, but it's just been, like Nick said, I don't think we ride with anyone that doesn't have Fasthouse gear. It's like, of course, we're 50 years old, and we're probably trying to capture the exact thing you guys are promoting, which is make it fun.
Yep.
But that's what everybody's got on.
Well,
it's cool.
Here's the thing too. Like after I met you at Day in the Dirt, the COVID Day in the Dirt, and saw all the stuff, went down there looking at stuff and just kind of got the vibe. I was like, you know what? I'm 50 years old. I don't want to look like an 18-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to wear the same stuff.
I caught it too when I went to Mammoth. I didn't know Kenny it was my first year. Tom White brought me out to announce there, and I just walked past y'all's booth. I had never seen that shit. I was like, "What is this?" Like, it immediately spoke to me. I'd never seen it, not a picture of it, and I was like, I went and probably spent $150 there. Didn't know anybody. Got my little brown bag, happy as a lark. Went up and announced the rest of the week, and that was it, dude.
I haven't bought anything since then.
I sound like a dork and I'm like kissing your ass, but like I get it. And like I did graphic design. I printed T-shirts, made my own gear myself. We've shared some of our stuff, and I'm like, I have a big appreciation for just the whole vibe of it, and
Well, it's timeless.
I was about
Yes,
to say,
there you go, right there.
I was standing next to Fonzie at Day in the Dirt this year. I was like, when was that shirt made? He goes, shit, I don't know. Which is
That's
awesome. That
great,
could be a
yes.
3-year-old shirt.
It's
it could
still
be
relevant,
or it could be
right?
brand new.
Yes.
But
You know what, guys? I think it's, I try to tell her yes, we can make cool shit. We can do all that stuff. You have to have a vibe behind it. You have to have soul and love. If you don't have that behind it, no one cares. And I think it's just about the message we put out there and the people we hang out with and that rep our brand. I mean, we got some of the coolest cats out there doing it and wearing it, and it just really, it shows.
Yeah.
It works. It works. And like I said, we like to give back. Sure, I would love to have one of the top pros on the line and be able to watch that and see what they do. But at the same time, we're helping 10 other little young kids try to make it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think we spend our money and we put all of our energy into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I go a long way for you guys too. Like I obviously wear Fasthouse now, and I got 10th that are qualified or 9th that are qualified.
Whoa,
already.
So think about that,
Yeah,
Kenny.
so if
when
you
you're
think about
building
that,
all your
Kenny, I
budgets.
probably put a lot of money in your pocket just from that.
And Nick
From
pays
that 10th place performance.
and Nick pays full
what's
pop.
So cool? I have a saying, it doesn't matter if you're in first or in 20th, as long as you're beating your buddy in 21st, that's all that matters.
And look better than him.
That's right.
Yeah.
And look
And
better.
look better. As long as you look cooler, that's better. I don't know if Kevin's told you. Kevin, have you told him the beer company story?
Maybe I did at Day in the Dirt when Nick was on the. I was on the phone with Nick.
Yeah, I was on the phone with Kevin, but I was in a retail motorcycle shop establishment, and so there was a Fasthouse jersey there I liked, and I grabbed the jersey. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's a cool jersey, man. I like that." And I was like, "Yeah." And Kevin's in my ear.
Nick's on the phone.
He's my AirPod in my ear, right? And so this guy working the cash register who knows nothing about motorcycles, nothing about anything, he starts telling me how Fasthouse originated as a beer company.
Yeah.
Like you guys originated.
Yeah.
like,
So Kenny, you own 805 beer according to this guy.
Yeah.
According to this guy, that you were beer before.
he's going through the whole story, he's telling me the whole history of Fasthouse and how it came from a beer company. And the funniest part about it was Kevin was in my ear, like in my AirPod.
I'm like, no, it's not. That's not real.
It's not. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Tell him to shut the fuck up. He doesn't know what he's talking. Like he knows nothing. And
Yeah,
I'm
this
sitting
guy
there
owned a
going,
beer company. He just loves moto, so he's like, man, gear makes total sense. Like,
They rhyme. I'm in it.
Yeah, that's right. I love that.
So good.
I've heard that before. Yeah.
so good though. Nick just let him go. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
man,
I just let him talk. I
cool.
was
Just give me that.
going with it.
Give me that 50 off.
Nick
big guy.
likes to let people hang themselves. That's kind of his move.
No, it was nice. It was funny. And the great part was Kevin. And so for like 30 minutes after, Kevin's like, man, that dude's such a dumbass. I can't believe it.
Hey, so
That's perfect.
I want to talk BMX with you too because I was way better at BMX than I ever was at moto, and that's not saying much, but so I love BMX, loved it. John raced BMX, and then we've had our last few guests, like Bob Hanna,
Yeah.
might have been as big or bigger a BMX guy than Jeremy.
McGrath, yeah.
And so tell me your relationship with BMX. Did you have a love for it as well? Because I feel like anybody that rode moto would have to kind of dig it just
Kinda
by
originate
default.
there, yeah.
Yeah, I did, but my dad, after he left Indian Dunes in '72, he started a bicycle association, the NBA, National Bicycle Association. They were the first sanctioned things, and he had 60 tracks around the United States. I mean, he's in the BMX Hall of Fame. They're actually doing a big reunion this next weekend.
I saw that.
And it's like I got to hand it to my old man. He wasn't afraid to do shit back in the day.
Yeah.
He loved to give back and throw cool events and do stuff. And that's where I got half of my my talents from. Not being afraid and sticking your neck out and making shit happen. And no, I gotta say, my old man, he's a legend in the BMX world.
Well,
Yeah,
we've heard of the NBA.
I did it a little bit. I like twisting the throttle more.
Yeah.
'Cause I come back from the days of because we were up here. It was myself, Flying Mike Brown, Cad McQueen. There was a bunch of us that were up in the Tarantino brothers and stuff. Then there was Jeff Ward, Meyer Scoff, and those guys were down south. And I mean, we were pretty damn heavy back in the early 70s
For sure.
in this area. Yeah. And so that's what I was doing. I was focused on that.
And then how the Fasthouse name, it's so obvious, but it's so cool, like how that became what it is, and like your grandmother sewing some uniforms for you guys. Tell me about it.
Well, no, my grandmother used to sew vests and jerseys up for us kids to look like the big guys and stuff back in the late 60s and early 70s. And because they didn't make shit back then.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to do it yourself, you know. So then when we were doing A Day in the Dirt, we were making T-shirts and doing some stuff honoring the old tracks like Saddleback, Carlsbad, Indian Dunes around this area. And we were selling them at A Day in the Dirt. And they became such hot items, you know, we thought, you know, maybe let's start a little business with this thing. And they were called Elrod Racing at one time. That was my nickname as a kid. So we had that on the sleeve, but that wasn't really that cool. So everyone used to hang out at my grandpa's house and party after races and stuff. And it was all the fast guys. So that's where it was a website first, Fasthouse. So we kind of named it after my grandpa's place, you know, and that resonates with everyone worldwide. Say Fasthouse, it's an image, it's something cool that's coming out of there. And that's where we got that. Then we started running the T-shirts and, you know, and then the next thing we had Sean Collier, we made up a jersey and had Sean Collier race one of the nationals right off the couch and got 12th place at Glen Helen. And that just started it all.
That really was the first time it was seen on the big stage then? Fasthouse?
That was really the first time it was seen on the big stage. Mike Collier, his dad, Sean Collier, Mike Collier, his dad owned a clothing company, and he stitched them up for us.
Oh, wow.
And
that's cool.
Isn't that kind of rad?
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, and then Sky, I mean, it just kept on growing. You know, we thought, okay, we'll be a jersey company, and then we made a pair of pants and did all that and shit. Then I hired Darren Durham, and I hired Tyler Bierman, and you know, it's probably the best move I've ever done.
Ultra
in my life.
stylish.
Those guys are cool.
They make your gear look good.
Those guys
regardless.
are rad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we just put out a great message, man. You know, like we race sometimes when rules were few, and let's live life and go out there and kick ass and have fun.
You know, the cool thing is you get, it's such a crossover. Like when I'll be wearing a Fasthouse T-shirt, you know, somewhere totally not
non-moto.
Yeah, and y'all have some old lady be like, you know, they'll have whatever the saying is when rules were few, or we race something. Like,
She's trying to get laid, Nick.
well,
you're too good looking.
It generally works. But
it generally works, he says.
But
yes.
they're like, oh, I love your shirt.
And the next thing you know, we're in the back of his Impala. It's weird.
Yeah,
and his
yeah,
wife's
so-
like, Nick, we gotta go.
But I think you're right. What you're saying, Nick,
You're right.
is
It
well, and my wife, she's never worn any kind of moto anything, and so I bought her some Fasthouse shit.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And she digs it because it's not moto. She doesn't see.
But
like, she
just
doesn't look
those
at it that way.
slogans are relevant to life. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, for me and you, Nick's like, we race sometimes. I mean,
Literally.
Yeah,
it's
that's it.
pretty, it's
I mean,
actually
it-
good.
it-
We
it-
should
it-
race
it-
sometimes. It's good for you.
Yeah,
It's good for your mental state. Let's go race sometimes.
I'll race you right now.
Yes.
See, he just got.
Let's wait till we're done talking to Kenny before we
All right.
just go race.
Yeah, and then you'll see dudes that are strictly Fox dudes, whatever, and then they wear all your casual wear. Like your casual wear, I don't know what your numbers are, but Jesus, man, like your T-shirt and hat sales are just probably, I figure 60% of your gross. Like it's nuts how many.
Yeah, it's a little over half. But you know what I'm stoked too. Also, we have our Bell helmets. We have a deal with Bell.
Yep.
It's crazy, dude. I mean, you're seeing those everywhere, so you can wear that with any gear you want.
Correct.
Which
It
is,
doesn't matter.
that's what you hope
That's
for,
what makes
right?
it neat.
Well, you know, and
Yeah,
what works for
exactly.
that is if you're going to buy a Bell helmet, are you going to buy a plain one, or are you going to buy the one with Fasthouse?
You're going to buy the one with Fasthouse
because it
on
looks
it looks killer.
9,000 times better.
Yes.
There you go.
For sure.
Oh, I remember that first day in the dirt when they had the helmet with the white and black.
You were trying to give somebody $1,000.
Oh.
Please, I need a helmet. I will.
They didn't
please.
have one
They
in
didn't
my
have-
size or whatever, and I'm like telling Kevin, like, damn, I got to have that helmet. Like I just have to have it
That's
right now.
cool, though, that it
Yeah.
inspired that kind of need inside of you, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you a neat little story. For the first day in the dirt, there was a painter in SoCal, Von Dutch. His name is Von
yeah.
Dutch, and he used to paint. Yeah, he used to paint my dad's bikes and all the helmets around. He just painted a couple helmets when I was a little kid, and I wanted to have a special helmet for a day in the dirt, our very first year. I called up Troy Lee, and they said, we don't do shit like that, and they hung up the phone. After that first day in the dirt, I'm not kidding you, and Ricky Johnson came out, Brock Glover, and all this shit. Troy called me 2 days later and said, we're in for next year. So they started painting helmets for us, and it was really cool. For the first few years, they were on Shoeies. They were on Shoei helmets. Troy was painting like maybe 10 of them, and then it got up to like 50. And then they did a couple production helmets, and then we lost that deal with Troy, and then we went with Bell, and it's been just magic.
Back in those days, all the factory riders would kind of bring their whole family. It seems like they would all race. I can remember Ricky bringing his kids. Just the coverage of it. I was never there, but I remember that.
No, I got to hand it to Ricky. Ricky helped us put it on the map. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
I can remember that.
That is for sure. Yeah, and so did Jeff Ward, and God, everyone, dude. I mean, Kenny Zart duct taped Danny Magoo Chandler to him, and they raced. They duct taped him on the bike.
Yes.
Isn't that gnarly though?
I've got a Danny Chandler helmet
they were
here.
Doing all the jumps and everything, huh?
I've got a Danny Chandler helmet here, number 18. It says Magoo. Troy Lee painted it, and I verified it with Troy. He said, "Yep, I definitely painted that one." And I met Magoo at the 87 or 07 Motocross to Nations, Maryland. I mean, he was a rad dude, man.
No, he was rad. We got a lot of his collection here. He wanted it to go to Fasthouse after when he passed.
And
we have a bunch of his stuff too, man.
Yeah.
And I look at it every day and go, you know what? That was the wild child. Those are the guys that make the sport cool.
For sure. Do you ever think about Danny and think he went faster than the motorcycles of the era could handle?
Yes.
Like, God, it's like the thing would flex so much because he was going 20 miles an hour faster than anyone else had ever done.
Right. I know. It's just cool though, man, just having all that, and like Ricky Johnson, and just, where else can you, that's what a day in the dirt is so special. Where else can you go beyond the same track and having Jeff Ward fly by you and roost you?
Yeah. Nick got roosted by some factory boys.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Day in the dirt. I was like, oh, cool. That was so-and-so.
That's Zach Osborne.
Marvin
Yeah,
Mooskin.
Oh, that's Josh Grant. That was cool.
Marvin Mooskin. I saw him for 2 seconds when he came by. Oh, that's
Yes, exactly.
God, Marvin was ripping out there.
cool.
Carson was ripping.
Carson. Yeah, Carson. Yeah.
On a damn super
you guys should have seen the two-stroke race. Carson and Vurbmoto and Justin Heff go at it for a few laps. It was magical. And I got to hand it to Ryan. Came in after the second race, goes, oh my God, man, it was instant pace, right? Instant fast. They were just going for it. So the next one, he said screw this, and he got the whole shot and let it for a couple of laps. And once they have it, they don't lose it. They might be out of shape.
That's usually all it is, right?
When it comes time to screw it on, watch out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't completely go away, ever.
Dude,
it does not completely go away.
That's exactly what Josh Grant did whenever him and Marchbanks hooked up, and I was like, oh, this guy just finished 5th at Daytona a week ago. Right. And now he's squaring off with Josh Grant, who's off the couch and did a front fucking flip the lap before and beat that guy. They raced each other for 90 minutes, man. That was freaking awesome.
They were
awesome.
Dude, they came by me multiple times.
Josh is one of those guys. That he glazes over, and he's no matter what.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
He's got that mentality. Put the helmet on, and
all them dudes, they freak me out.
I know.
I'm like, you're just here to have fun, right? He goes, no.
Once he puts the helmet on, it's serious.
Tara Geiger said that to me.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, I'm not here. I'm not dicking around here. I'm like, really? Like, you still want to just mow dudes down? That's gnarly.
Tara Geiger got behind me right before the street section at Day in the Dirt down south. Like, I knew it was her coming, right? I saw her like a couple of turns before we went back in the woods, and then we come out, and I was like, well, I can hold her off on the street on this 450, right?
Sure.
So I just
Maybe.
It may be. And she was, and we started to go back in the dirt. I was like, "Now would be a good time for me to just pull over and let her
Let
by."
her have it
Go
before
around.
I get injured.
I was like, "I'm just going to let her go."
Yeah,
by
they're
now.
special for a reason,
pretty good.
for sure.
Yeah.
They're not just average. They're special.
I didn't
Yeah.
want to get stuffed
So
and beat up by a tire Geiger.
No, exactly.
That's cool. No, she's fast. No, she's been, yeah. They all are. They
And
all
her,
are.
she like Kevin said, she turned it on. Like Kevin's like, "Oh, this is pretty cool. You have fun out there." She's like,
No.
"No."
I'm here to kill people. I'm like, damn. Settle down.
And that was before she passed me, so I was further intimidated by
You're
the
one of
fact-
her kills
Yeah,
for sure.
I outweigh her by 80 pounds, but I was still willing to just get out of the way.
She'll whoop your ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you talked about one of
That's
the
cool. So
crazy.
I think,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Nope.
No, I was going to say, speaking of a day in the dirt, I think we're going to finally check it off. I think we are going to High Point, and we are going to make it happen this year.
Finally,
Second week of October.
Don't
Davey's
consider this a
coming
press
here.
release because only 7 people hear it.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, there's nobody listening.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying it's going to be. It's going to be kind of. I think it's going to be cool.
That's
Of course
That's
it will
cool.
be.
Heard
High
here
Points.
first. We got a first here. We're breaking news on this show.
High Point, Day in the Dirt.
Yeah.
When is it going to be, you think?
Second weekend in October.
Second weekend of October.
Is that the same
I
weekend
can.
as Donations?
No, it's the week after donations.
We're never going to be
I can
home
already
again.
feel a problem.
We're never
We're
we're
not gonna be home for 18 weeks.
Kenny, we're never going to be home again. It's your fault. I'm going to give my wife your number and let her call you. When
Yeah,
I'm
is that
listen,
cool?
You need to call and talk to this guy about October because
He's screwing you out of getting screwed.
So true.
So no, we're excited about that. We'll see if it all pans out. But right now, it looks like it is.
Should be
So-
awesome. It's a great facility.
Historic.
Lot of history.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Is there a road we get to do 90 miles an hour down?
I don't know. Well, see, I've never been to High Point, so I don't know. But I guess there's some trees that we can go play with out in the back, kind of like what we do at down to Florida.
Down south,
So
yeah.
we'll see.
All through the woods
Yeah.
back there.
let me tell you, that track this year was epic. I mean,
It was great.
Can you run through Mike Jones' house? I think he lives on the property, or he did.
He lives near the entrance. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. So don't make mad Mike Jones. He'll be knocking dudes
He'll
off.
be putting
He should be an
Crown
obstacle.
Royal bag on
he
his
should be
head.
an obstacle. Just get him all torqued up and let him punch people all
Yeah.
during the race. Like you
Yeah.
got to dodge Mad
Stop
Mike
in
Jones.
his living room and let him bust you.
that track down there in Florida, when you got off the motocross track into the woods, man, that was
It was wild.
It
It
was
was
wild. It was
nice.
really crazy. It was really,
No man's
really
land,
cool.
for real.
Yeah, I mean, it was no man's
Hey,
land.
I'll tell you, Kenny. Darren Durham went by me in the woods back there down in Dade City in that black dirt, and it was pretty cool to see a fast professional. Just the line choices, they don't ride the same track as the general
No.
public. They're on places. They're hitting edges that you would never go that close to the edge. You never go,
Especially him. He's super
especially
creative.
him. He's super creative. Yes, he makes a totally different track out of that.
Well, no, too. You're hitting every bump. You're getting your money's worth, though. You're hitting every
Right.
single bump you can hit out there. Those guys fly over them.
I got a
They
theory
use them as
about
little-
that. I'm going to file a protest. We were at the disqualifier this week, and I was getting beaten by people. There are a couple of pros out there in my class, and I was getting beaten by people. You're not supposed to cut the track, right?
Right.
So if they're
Right.
if they're jumping over stuff that I have to jump, like they're missing jumps and they're missing
Oh, they're clearing extra jumps that you're having to ride.
technically,
Rolling over.
technically,
they skipped
Write
the
it up.
section.
Hey, write the protest up. See
Nick,
what happens.
Nick rode a much longer track.
yeah,
yeah,
way more
they're
gas.
cutting the track. I'm touching every piece of that track.
That's a
Yes.
good point.
I'm just when
So
the triple.
usually, a 10-mile track then is what.
Yes.
Oh, his was
Correct,
much
yeah.
longer.
The
When-
yes.
pros are doing about a 6 mile.
That's
When
right.
I go over a triple jump, it is literally a triple
Three
jump.
jumps.
I jump
One
it 3
and
times.
a 2 and a
For
3.
them, it's really not a triple jump. It's a single. They just jump it all in
Yeah,
one.
they jump one jump. You have to jump 3 times.
Technically, they're cutting the
a
track, and I
rip-off,
think they're
man.
cheaters. They're cheating. Everybody that beat me was a cheater.
100%.
Boom. Write it up, dude. 30 minutes after the scores are posted. You
Yeah,
know the rules.
that's
Yeah.
I say it all day long.
I'm going
on
to
the
win
PA.
Loretta's on that protest this year.
So Kenny, when you announce a new event and you're going to a new location, High Point, do you have any like forecasted goals of do you feel like you'll get the same turnout as Dade City or California, or do you just, hey, this is a market we need to go touch kind of thing, and we'll see.
Well,
how
this
it
is
does.
a market that we needed. So, Red Bull licensed that event from us.
Okay.
So they're the ones basically heading that up in Florida and heading the one up at High Point.
Okay.
The one here in SoCal, that's the mothership. That's ours. We put that completely on.
Okay.
When we go to Florida, we just touch it, add some color, and just kind of check off on things. And so actually, Florida was a tester for us. They've been wanting us to go all over the place, and we've kind of kept it. We don't want to burn it out. We want it to kind of hit these spots, but give everyone a chance to have fun and experience what we love so much.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something. I think it's going to work. I think you'll be fine.
You're not going to burn anybody out. This is fun. It's fun.
They have never done it. If you're up in Maine, you've barely ever been out of Canada, basically. Like, come down and see what's going on down south, man. Come to Pennsylvania.
Maine is Canada, right?
It is.
Yeah,
basically.
And then the Coombs have it's usually a weekend that they do this big vintage race up there. They're gonna incorporate a lot of vintage into it.
That's good, Nick. You can ride 75
cool.
classes.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. So we'll see what happens, and we're excited about it.
I'll see you there. I've already been contacted by Red Bull to come up there and do our mini moto, our little 50 race there. I told the guy too. I'm like, hey, I announce it normally, so if you need somebody, he goes, yeah, I'll let you know. I'm like, well,
I need to check your credentials.
I'm like, well,
sir.
ask Davey or ask somebody.
Yeah, I do the other two.
I do though. I've done the other one, so I'll be happy to help.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
we're stoked. I mean, Red Bull's been. I mean, we've been going with them for close to 27 years now. So it's been one hell of a ride.
Well, just to have that many riders on the track at one time, and it actually felt organized. I mean, I was a little nervous when me and Nick are like, we got 400 people in our class.
Dude, I'll say this. That one race, like you were up there, we were all up there, and they're all in this like cul-de-sac, dudes pointing bikes at each other, and they're all like talking.
We were aimed at each other.
And then out of nowhere, they go, go! And everybody just runs to their bike, and then all these bikes go towards each other, and then they make a hard left or a right, depending on which direction.
Which side of the cul-de-sac.
And then they just haul ass, and nobody gets hurt. It's like that's controlled chaos at its finest.
It was well
awesome.
done. Well
and let
done.
me tell you, that 90-minute
That is called
moto thing.
Yeah, that is the coup de grace, the final death blow.
Yep,
That's
the
what
final
that
death blow.
race is.
And you're at the mercy
Yeah.
of Kenny and how many ever cocktails he wants to have. You're like, he's just sitting up there with us.
Exactly.
I'm like, Kenny, you
that's
should.
at the end of the weekend.
Yes. Kenny wants to go home, but he's like,
Kevin
you know what?
told us about that for a year. He goes, he might just start drinking. He might decide, I'm not calling it yet. I might call it later.
No.
You never know.
Well, I was glad when you called.
I know we've been averaging about an hour and a half there because the track just gets so beaten and just arms are the second lap, elbows are touching the tanks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying already. So yeah, when it first started back in the day, we used to do 3 hours and stuff. And it was brutal.
That's rough.
LSPR.
Well,
I
listen,
can tell you,
let's do that one time. Every now and again, we can't just let them get comfortable with 90 easy little baby ass minutes.
Well, let's do it in one that I'm not riding it. How about that? I was riding it this year in Florida.
You could have handled another.
Nick got an
90.
Ironman. Nick did all the classes required to get the Ironman, so he's one of the dudes. But like 30 some odd dudes did, 30 or 40. Not many dudes did it, and you did it. So props to you. But we got to go into the twos.
That's awesome.
It didn't break my heart when I
Because
saw
if
the.
you notice, there's a lot of guys parked on the side of the track looking at their bikes.
There was.
Oh
there
man,
was.
I better pull over and check
there
this.
was.
And when you go around back, like a day in the dirt, like down south, you go around to the back side of the track. There are a lot of people sitting back there in that corner.
In the shade, they were shady. It was shady back there. Yeah.
The first race I ever did for Red Bull, when I went out to, not first race, but ever day in the dirt, they're like, look, take this 4-wheeler, take this cooler, and just hand out beers. Like literally my job getting paid by Red Bull was to go way out in the middle of nowhere with a cooler, and I was just doling out beers.
That's so
the
crazy.
whole time, the last race.
Well, Kenny, if it's any consolation, the show that you sponsor that you don't really sponsor and you don't know that you sponsor, but they announce you as a
But
sponsor
we
every
announce
day.
it like you sponsor it.
Because we just
We're 1099.
Because we're your stuff. Yeah, we're 1099.
Yeah.
I did ride the entire 90-minute moto and never.
Yeah, you never pulled off.
I pulled off and got gas.
Well,
You-
yeah,
but-
obviously.
He's
I
an
was just
honorable man.
But that
concerned.
wasn't a stop. You
But I
didn't
did
waste any
ride
time.
the whole 90 minutes, and
It's
I was
honorable,
not. It did not break my heart to see the white flag come out. I assure you.
That's great. That's awesome.
Awesome.
No, the only reason we made it home that night was because Nick brought some kind of massager. Because we're locking up. We're halfway home pulling the.
Hey, I
fifth
just
wheel.
talked about this
His
with
name
my
was
wife.
Raul.
His name was Raul, the massager, but
Yeah, we brought a massager named Raul.
but no, honestly, so we're in a dually, and we've got John's RV behind us, and it's only about an 8.5, 9 hour drive.
Yeah, it's
but
no
buddy,
big
the
deal.
first stop, I think they both lost about 4 inches. They were hunched over. I watched them walk. I'm like, whoa, look
We
at
could
y'all!
barely
You
walk.
could barely
Yes.
move.
That's
It was-
the most I've been on a motorcycle in 25 years.
It was
We
so
had ridden
good.
that. I did the. John did the hour and a half before the hour, whatever, 15. We did that, and then
You
we
rode
did the
3
90
times
minute.
that day. You did a 30, a nice little easy 30 to wake up.
He
with.
went 30,
70,
70, 90.
75, then 90. Yes.
Yes.
When I got out of Kevin, when he's talking about, we stopped.
I
like
took
at
him to hospice. I was like,
Valdosta's to get gas, and I hopped out of the truck and took about 3 steps, and
He was-
my body was like,
he's normally 6'3". He was 5'10".
"What?" My body was like, "What do you think you're doing?"
Yeah, you're
and just
not-
locked up and bent over.
You don't get to use me anymore, sir.
I looked like
get in that truck.
I jumped out at 6'4", and then I was like 5'3" in about 4 steps.
And hurt.
I was like,
It was awesome.
I crawled in, got a hot dog and a
That's
chocolate
so
milk.
cool.
It was awesome. I didn't have to do it. I announced it, and I got to watch the pain of these
Yeah,
dudes all the way home.
exactly.
They got scoliosis on the ride home.
We sure did. No doubt.
Well, Kenny, we're going to let you go, dude. I know you got to get back to work and actually make some money. We're just out here burning the daylight here for you.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me on, and I dig what you guys do.
Hey, we dig what you do.
Yeah,
Thanks for Kevin Notes,
certainly.
man. And we love your events. It was so much fun.
We'll be back. We will be back. And
Yes.
I'll see you at Mammoth in about a month.
That's right. All right,
All
guys.
right. Cheers.
Peace.
Thank you,
Have
Kenny.
a great time.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Can you
see
tell
ya.
Ben, hey, tell your alter ego Benny that we love him.
We
Yeah,
love
tell
his,
Benny we love
we
his
love
work.
Benny's work too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Benny, and then I'll tell you. Next time we'll have Fonzie on as well.
Right
Yes.
on.
Okay, because when we
Absolutely.
get together, we just talk shit, and yeah, it's good.
He's the
All right,
next
Good
one.
times.
See you soon.
All right. See ya.
Okay.
Thank you.
I love you.
All right, man. Bye.
You didn't wait to see if he loved us. Nick, Kevin's just coming on down
I'm
with
sure
the
he
volume.
probably was singing me a song about
I bet he
now.
was like, Nick, I love you too, man. You mean so much to me. Flipping idiots, man.
Damn. Oh shit!
That's
This song's
Benny.
Still going in the
That's
back. That's
some
Benny.
Benny.
That's Benny Alexander.
Welcome.
Excuse me. Does your water hose have any water in it?
Dude, why don't we bring Raul?
I know.
Anytime we got to ride these mega events.
Bring freaking Mitchell.
Yeah.
No, I like Raul. Massager named Raul.
You went to his wedding, didn't you?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, they tried to make him sink him with
Hey,
shots.
listen,
I know work today.
Mitchell can make a fortune at like Day in the Dirt or
Oh.
whatever. Just bring one of those portable chiropractic
Set up
tables.
the
Seriously?
table.
Can you
and-
adjust
Set
me?
it up. Yeah.
Especially if you take a soil sample. Did either of us crash? I didn't. I don't think I crashed.
I fell over one time.
You almost did when you waved at me.
Yes.
Nick's gonna ride by the camper and wave, and dude, the bars start going like you couldn't
I
tell.
hit
It's
that
like
big
this right
hole
here.
where all the pros were landing.
You
And
did
I
hit that hole.
And I hit that. It was like the most. It was a square edge to this damn bar, like right here.
Oh, it was nasty.
And I like was going to give them the Forrest Gump, and I let go of the handlebars.
If you've
That
ever
thing-
seen Mickey Diamond, it's at a God dang, it's the Diamond P Sports.
Yeah, Diamond P Sports. I
It was a
remember the show.
California race. And dude, he takes off to start, and his bars go like, and they do
Start
it,
swapping.
and they go back to it in slow motion. His bars were turned
Lock
like
to
that.
lock.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's not good.
That was Nick.
That's a
Yes.
lot of adrenaline he wasted during that moment.
That was.
I gotta catch up.
That was pretty scary. That little like it was scary, but I was laughing. As soon as it straightened up, I
you
he
started
did
laughing.
laugh, but I'm like that clown almost.
Killed himself.
He almost died. Yeah. So we have a guy that I was friends with since I was a little kid, Danny Roberts, who shows up here. He drives from near Jacksonville to come to Jared's place and ride Jared's trails. He's been hearing about it, like he knew it was someplace he should go check out. So we connected, and Danny's a listener of the show and runs an 18-wheeler, I think, for UPS or something like that, because he's talking about swapping trailers and stuff. So, he's a big listener of sassy music like this.
Like this?
You You think that's a tuba?
Yeah, it's got to be a tuba.
Strong horn.
What else could it be?
Is that a harmonica?
I know it's a harmonica, but I mean, I'm just making sure it wasn't a bassoon or something. I don't know.
It's probably a bassoon. Is that even a thing, or is that an animal in Africa?
No,
That's a baboon.
It's a baboon. Oh, look at the baboon.
it's a female baboon is a bassoon.
Or that's a herd of baboons. It's bassoons.
It's multiple baboons, which is a bassoon. It's a load of them, son.
Hey,
When
it's
they
more
had a
than
whole truckload of baboons,
more than you shake stick
it's
at.
bassoons. You'll have. Oh, and here's another one. So Danny Roberts came up, rode like crazy at Jared's. Jared actually rode. I think he rode with him. The most Jared's ridden in a while.
I saw that post.
Yes. So I sold the Goldwing.
Is that a kazoo? To
What?
Danny?
Not
I
to
saw
Danny. The Goldwing is gone. I just gained a half
broken
acre in my
hearted.
garage.
Did you tell the man that?
I did not. He goes, "You been riding that Goldwing?"
You lied to him, didn't
I'm
you?
like, "Yeah."
He's like, man,
Somebody is.
Hey,
I felt bad, man.
it's cool. I love the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So undoubtedly, the Eagles can be changed out, and you can also listen to Hank Williams Jr. Because when I sold it,
So
we
John has
cranked
a
it up.
Goldwing that was gifted to him. This
Yeah,
man thought.
gifted.
This man thought that you would be the.
He thought
the
it'd be
perfect-
great to give it to me.
and he did.
And it was a nice Goldwing. There's
was.
nothing wrong with it. AJ probably put 100 miles on it, I'm sure, at some point. But it's a freaking Goldwing. It weighs 830 pounds. It takes up a half acre in
I
your
hope you don't
garage.
listen to this show, dude.
When you crank it, the Eagles come on. Well, when I cranked it for the dude that came to buy it, Hank Williams Jr. came on. I'm like,
hell yeah,
what? I guess.
If I'd known that, I'd kept it.
I'd have bought that.
Yes, exactly.
First dibs.
So one thing that never occurred to me when selling a Goldwing is that there are customers that are into Goldwings, and they're not people I'd probably hang out with. The people shopping for Goldwings, they're not like us.
They're gold whiners. Kyle called them gold whiners.
Whiners.
When they came in to get parts, when he worked parts at Honda store, he goes, "Here comes a gold whiner." I
You
can feel it."
should have.
A Goldwing guy.
I wish I'd have known this before I sold the
A
bike.
Goldwing guy will be shopping not in. He doesn't want a motorcycle. He's just looking at Goldwing ads to compare them to his motorcycle, and then we'll call you to tell you what's wrong with your
Your
motorcycle.
ad or your
You took
motorcycle.
the time to go through my photos.
Even
and-
though he's not has no. You're like, are you interested in this?
Are you
bike?
retired? Yep.
Oh no, I just thought I would tell you.
Well,
I
what
got
was-
20 hours a day to do this.
So
Yeah.
a used Goldwing, it ain't worth anything. It's not worth a week's pay. I don't care where you work. You could work anywhere, and its value is less than your week's pay. So this dude shows up, and that bike was shiny,
it was pretty.
very little scratches.
Did he
It
beat
looks
you up
good.
on it? What did he beat you up on?
Oh,
that
he
thing?
comes up. Well, man, I mean,
that's
he drove from Charlotte, number one.
You knew he was coming
so
to get
he's
it.
gonna
I
buy
wouldn't
it.
cut shit. Then,
And I know
brother.
he's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
But he kept me out there for an hour. You know this CB won't change channels. I said, now in '89, the CB was a little more prevalent
Are you
than
on
it
that
is today.
damn CB all the time?
That's like, you're not going to be on the CB. I hate it for you, and I know that it has a CB. I think it'll change channels. I don't know why it wouldn't when he was looking at it. But
that
nobody
happens to be my
uses.
favorite channel, and I didn't want it to change.
Yes, I put it on breaker one. I might
Pull
be
the
crazy,
knob
but
off.
I
I
ain't
ain't never
never
changing that one. again.
crazy cooter coming at you. So I just sat there and I was like, okay, so the CB won't change channels. There's one thing.
$2.
What
net.
else you got? And then he's like, well, this little bezel's cracked around the radio right here. I mean, you didn't tell me nothing about that. And he's so hung. Dude, it looks like a scratch. I couldn't tell that it was a crack. I'm feeling it. And I'm like, you sure it's a crack? Like, I can't even feel it. Well, I mean, seemed to me like something like that be brought up over the phone before a man just drives all the way down. You know, and I'm just over here going, God, you're buying this bike. You drove here. 650 clicks on the ad. And I had one person reach out. I'm
Sell
like,
that bitch.
this
Sell it.
thing has to go. And he better not jack around. He's going to take it, even if I got to give it to him, right?
Take it.
So he keeps on. Well, man, I mean, you didn't say nothing about this little scratch over here. And I had the flash. It's daylight and sunny, and I'm still having to
Look
put the
really hard to
flashlight on
see
it to
this.
find. I go, I don't know if I think it's a
Are you
dog
going to
hair.
show this motherfucker or ride it?
He goes, you don't know me, man. I take care of my stuff. And I'm like,
This bitch is from, how old is it? From
it's
80
an 89.
Then that's an incredible
I'm
shape.
like, it's
Didn't it have like 200,000 miles?
no,
or
it had 32,000.
something? Oh, okay.
It was low mileage, which I said, you know this is the nicest one that's for sale right now. You know it is. He goes, yeah, it is.
Shut up.
Gold whiners, dude. I
Gold
never
damn
thought about
whiners.
it. And Ed Perry had all these ideas of how we could build out the gold wing to the front of it would be like the gold wing, but the back would be like I think a box van or something he sent. And I'm like,
With
could
a
you
tent on
imagine
top?
sticking Raul the massager up there and just making him ride? No, he would be in charge of transport.
Oh,
and
just
then
you
me and
cruise.
Nick would be sleeping in the back and stuff.
Make it a
'Cause-
trike,
Yeah, it'd be like a trike, except the rear end's a dually. And
bunk beds, all kind of cool shit.
so I took it around the
Club.
block before the guy shows up to buy it. I'm like, let me go ride this Goldwing one more time. Because every time I sell something like that, I'm always like, it ain't going to crank when he gets here. But it runs perfect. And halfway around the block, I'm like,
It's a Honda Civic
not
with,
too bad.
with 32,000 miles,
yeah, it's a new Civic. But it is bad. You stop at the stop sign and you got to hold up an 830-pound motorcycle.
Well, you get 1 degree off center, it's going down.
If
dude.
the wind blows you off
going down.
balance, you are down, dude. And there ain't enough people at an intersection to help you pick it up. It's like,
You have to have a
forget this
crane.
motorcycle.
Yeah,
So
you
I
just have
sold
to
it.
leave it.
Yeah, you
At the
just walk
intersection.
off.
How much did he beat you up on it?
No, nothing. No, he wanted to, but he didn't. He paid.
Not $1.
He paid what? He paid book value.
Okay.
Which that's all I can ask. It's like whatever.
You got it for free.
Kiss.
Yeah, he got it for less than a week's pay. I don't care where you work. Any job in America, I don't care if it's the crappiest, they're not worth anything. And I'm like, how can something that weighs this much with this many features
It might have been worth more to scrap.
playing Hank Williams
What if
Jr.?
it's worth like $8,000 in steel?
Yeah, what if it was?
Yeah.
I should have weighed it and scrapped.
Well, you could have, like I said, it's got a Civic motor in it. You could have just sold the motor.
That motor's worth $1,300.
Yeah, exactly. And it was 1,500 cc's, so it's almost a dollar a cc.
1.6 liter,
Dollar a
5 liter.
cc. You take them CCs and you divide them by the average dollar.
What an idiot.
Don't old gold
Stuff like
don't
that in this, you know
buy
what I mean?
gold wings. If somebody tries to give you a gold wing, tell them no.
You know what, though? A gold whiner. Okay, what's worse?
Liner,
A
dude.
gold whiner
Or a gold wing.
or being in Daytona with a superposer?
That's both pretty gnarly.
You ain't taking that to go. If you take that to Daytona, you
No,
suck.
I know you're not going to take it there, but I'm just saying, is it worse to be around a gold whiner or like a superposer?
They're both
They
terrible.
both suck, man.
Yeah, they suck the life out of the room.
I
Well,
mean,
I drove all the way down here. Seemed like that radio bezel crack would have been mentioned.
I just whenever I think about Daytona, I think about whenever I pass one of these Harleys going down the road with this stupid radio up to
On 500
yeah,
decibels.
decibels.
And you're
on
battling the
11.
next guy with his dumbass
And
Kid
then
Rock.
when we were
My name is Kid.
Yeah.
You timed this bullshit out perfectly for
Like,
the
for the
main
red
drag.
light.
Okay,
Daytona,
dude.
I swear to God, it'd be
Little
7
biscuit.
motorcycles sitting at a red light, all with their radio
Different
cranked
shit.
on different shit.
At least
Yeah,
Like,
synchronize
different
that bullshit.
stereos, man.
one's
It's like, why are
playing
you listening
Kid
to all
Rock?
We
one's
get it.
playing
Luther
Ludacris,
Vandross.
One's
Okay.
playing like
Luther Vandross?
it's like
Willie Nelson.
Yeah,
God.
the range was
you
insane.
couldn't
It's
hear
like,
anything.
and all you hear is just nonsense, and you're
Blood.
like, let's leave.
We had
this.
lunch and we were like,
This
"You
is
want to sit
awful.
outside?" Yes.
Hell
let's
yeah,
sit
it's nice
outside.
weather. It's early spring, so you hadn't had much outdoor weather, and we're sitting on there. What better place? We can see the bikes go by.
10
Fuck
minutes
that.
later, you're like, "Oh my god!"
And this just loud
My
pipes.
name is Kid.
sucked.
Let's get it
It
on.
sucked so bad.
It's awful.
I could barely enjoy my ciabatta,
The timing was perfectly. This song just
whatever
came back
sandwich I had.
What did you
Ciabatta.
have? What did you have
I
at
don't
that
know,
restaurant? What did
dude.
we have at that restaurant?
How could I know?
Can we remember?
up. I had a burger and fries. I'm sure.
Did I have a burger?
I don't know. That was
Sweet
weeks
tea.
ago.
These are important shit that we should be taking notes on.
Actually, you should
Should be
maybe
writing that
write
down.
down lunch question
your
mark
spokeskins.
Daytona,
Spokeskins.
and that way we can look it up.
Maybe it'll be on my credit card bill.
Oh, yeah, it'll spec out what to charge us for.
Yeah.
I think they do that now
They should.
in Daytona
They should.
because all the nonsense. So Ed Perry, I'm sorry, sold the Gold Wing. Don't tell the guy that gave it to me. I got to figure out how I'm gonna let him know. AJ knows. I could probably sue them with some barbecue.
If I would have talked to Ed a few weeks earlier, I'd be going to California too for a qualifier there.
Ed had a way to get
missed
Nick into
that.
Loretta's.
Yeah,
he
he
goes, you go all the way to Oregon.
Ed's working on getting me.
You go to
in
Canada.
Oregon,
You
and
go
they
to the
take
Canadian
four
round.
riders.
the area, the
The
Canadian
area in Canada.
We got.
And you go to
You got to
Quebec.
win your province championship.
You go to Quebec for your regional.
Then
Listen,
you go to Quebec.
Y'all
for-
make jokes. Ed's trying to help.
Ed, we need help.
He's
We need a
really
bike
helping.
for Mammoth, if nothing else, or a driver who can provide their own vehicle. I don't want that many more. I don't need all these miles on the dually, dude.
I'll send them in a car. Somebody wants to drive a van to Mammoth, by all means. I will.
Okay.
We'll
If they're
put them
going to
in there.
Mammoth,
It's back on.
what if there's a mini kid that wants to go that just needs the wheels to do it?
That's right. If his parents want to take a van,
Your van.
I'll send a van, and
And they can drive it.
they can drive it and just take our stuff with them. They need to.
They got to leave about a month early. It's a
only-
long freaking way.
It's only 45-hour drive or 40, whatever.
It's about 40.
about 40.
It's 32 to Utah to not Salt Lake City, but the next town over there in Nevada where the
So
Salt
if
Flats
somebody
are.
wants to drive it,
Bonneville.
we'll put them
Bonneville.
in a van with our bikes. They can put their stuff in there.
We're going to tub it out with 40 pounds of cocaine to kind of offset the cost of the journey.
You got to make your money.
It's basically reducing the cost. It's like a sponsor.
Strive cool. Don't be an idiot.
You can be like, I want to thank
Speed limit.
If they can do it
hookers and
without,
blow.
if they can do it without losing the blow, we'll pay for their entry fees too.
El Chapo Motocross
They can
Racing.
lose the blow. There just needs to be a kilo of money sitting there
Yeah.
when we get there.
I don't mind. If you,
Kawasaki
I, don't,
City.
yeah, I don't mind if you go ahead and sell it on the way.
Yeah, you can
Please
sell
do.
it.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it pays for the fuel.
Yeah.
Every truck stop you roll into.
Boom. Brick. Boom.
Yes.
Brick. You get a brick.
Yeah. Truckers would be paying. They'd be paying up.
Yeah, it's way better than
sweet.
Yellow Jackets
Yeah.
and 20
Yeah.
Red Lines and Yellow Jackets.
I don't know about those.
Those are pills they sell
I'm not
behind
as
the
big
counter.
of a drug addict, though.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets keep you up for like 5 days with a Red Line.
5 days. That's healthy.
That's super healthy.
Yeah.
So,
That's it, man. You want to shut this down? Thanks to
Well,
Kenny
shut it
Alexander.
down, John. Where do you have to go?
Nowhere. Just dinner. But I mean, a man's got to eat. You think his physique just happened?
So we
You come
did
at
all
me.
this just for dinner. I thought you had like a special event or you were singing at church or something.
No, none of that. None of that. It is time for some
Where are you
karaoke.
going to dinner? Where are we going for dinner?
Unwind
What are we
over
doing?
near your house. You can go.
I'm not
You'll
going
know
there.
everybody there
I know I will. That's why I'm not going.
I dated half the
because
staff.
they know all about it.
I beat half the people up and I had sex with the other half.
Yes, exactly. And I had to beat them up because they were trying to stop
And the ones
me
that would have
from
sex with
having
me, those are
sex.
the ones I beat up.
Yeah.
Should have had all of them.
Bitches.
That is a divorcee bar.
Oh, for sure.
Like
you
you
can feel
go
it.
there-
You walk in there, it's like, look at these people. Look
Yeah.
at this lady. Like, that's what she's wearing to this restaurant.
You just breezed in on a
She works
Thursday.
out all year to walk in there for 5 minutes in her
in her get up.
Forever 42 outfit.
Forever 42.
They need that store. Forever a
It's-
slut at 42.
It's double Rue
Yes.
21. You know what I'm
Forever
saying?
divorced is what it's called. honey.
Yes.
That's it. We're out.
And we appreciate you. For reals.
Love y'all.